Alright, welcome back, adventurers, to another episode. You can see I got some food in my mouth as I'm just finishing up. So, Sam, take it away.
Yeah, hi guys. Our episodes, scenes 9 and 10 are sponsored by our new friend, Critical Shop. As you can tell, our DM is wearing one of my favorites. It's Weapon of Choice t-shirt. I am wearing another design that says, reality is for suckers and chums.
Alright, but here's the real kicker. They make blankets.
They make blankets, they make pillows, they make shower curtains. She does amazing designs. Her name's Meg, and she's incredible. You should go check it out. It's pretty rad. Mm-hmm.
And now we have a link in our doobly-doo,
yeah,
right?
We'll have a link in our Facebook
doobly-doo.
and our Instagram. Also, we'll be playing a really cool commercial during intermission, so you can check it out.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Thanks again for watching, guys. Are we ready to get started then?
Yeah.
So.
Then, Greg, let's hear a recap.
All right. When last we left our heroes, we were still in the midst of a murder mystery. Ooh, in the midst of a murder mystery. Bonus points for
Ooh, alliteration.
Okay. We had managed. Well, at the end of everything, we managed to determine that one of the two heads of the mining companies, Mervin of I believe the High Mountains.
Yep. Yes, Mervin was High Mountains. Yeah.
And his assistant Thala.
That's correct.
Were in fact our villains as far as the murder goes. Thala was in fact some form of assassin and was not even a wood elf from Guayron. She was in fact a Narween in disguise. Although I don't, did we retcon that? I don't know if we actually found that out.
No, you found that out.
Yeah, I figured it out and I punched her in the face because of it.
That's true.
That's why.
So we were able to
she was super angry.
to figure that out. So we found out that she and Mervin had not even intended to actually murder poor murdered man.
Almost.
Poor man who was murdered.
Father Bello. Branrier is his name.
There it is.
Thank you, Nick. That was.
I was hoping you'd get it.
I'm a small child, so it really helps when you do that.
I know how to teach children.
Branrier, who was in fact murdered, they did not actually mean to murder him. They were trying to torture him into agreeing to give them the deed or agree to allow them to move forward. And he just had a heart attack in the middle of them doing that, so it was an unfortunate accident that really was manslaughter and not murder. So they were given life in the mines, and then Branrier's brother, not willing to put up with that as a sentence, stabbed Thala in the back of her neck, and then that was the end of that. So then he has to go to the mines forever, but he's kind of cool with that because blood for blood, eye for an eye sort of thing. We were not able to find proof of cheating. Whether it happened or not, we are not aware of it as characters because we couldn't find anything. So we were able to solve, to us, the more important thing, to the dwarves, perhaps the lesser of the two issues. Unfortunate, but there it is. We are now being tasked to seek out the dwarven temple to the three gods of the dwarves, with the knowledge that the two priestesses of the three that we met are sending word to the temple guardians of the deep, who will be sending up a contingent to guard the temple once we have reclaimed it. They're going to be setting up a perimeter so that if the mining company decides to go through the temple instead of around, they're willing to fight and die to the last man, which would be unfortunate for most people involved. Additionally, we do know that Bello, son of Branrier, does have access to a map that will lead him to a load of mithril, which might be enough to help coerce the mining company to go around the temple rather than through it, provided he can find it in time.
If the map is real,
If
which
the
I bring
map
up
is
for
real.
no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. Indeed. And so, but we have no further control over that. We're just headed to the temple. And we hit level 4. So, with that,
Yay.
I think we're caught up, Mr. DM, sir.
Alright, well,
Sir.
Greg, I've just realized that I never pulled your mini for you.
Oh,
So let me do that real quick.
okay.
We have a lot of minis here.
And Audrey, if she's in there.
If you want to see how many minis and the
I'm in
nerd room it is here, we have a Q&A with the DM, and he's sitting in front of his bookshelf, which is nothing but
His nerd
nerd. So if you want to
Nerd.
check that out, it's in our YouTube channel. It's called the Q&A. So, talking nerd. Yeah.
There we go.
We reached level 4. A lot of us are taking feats, but a lot of us are not. I
I
know.
wonder how that's broken up.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking probably level 1 and
Plants and the dwarf.
just so I can get some heals because I'm the only healer.
Oh, so you're multi-class.
Yeah, I'm gonna multi-class into life.
that
cleric.
means harder enemies.
I actually didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Alright, interesting.
Does that mean that you're cranking the difficulty? Or?
No, that doesn't, not necessarily. Alright then. If, Sam, you will pass me a snickerdoodle, we can get started.
Then we can get started.
Now, Nick, these snickerdoodles are courtesy of your Haley, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Alright, well, thank you, Haley Wilson.
Yeah.
Good job. Huzzah.
Alright,
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
so,
It's beautiful.
after traveling, following the directions of the two priestesses,
Yes.
who have gone down to the deep to gather soldiers, you, at long last, find yourselves at an old, forgotten tunnel,
Yes.
where before you lies a heavy stone.
Whoa.
I
This
can move it.
stone, it's a big round, basically like ceiling stone. And it seems to have been placed in this spot as a cover stone. It's covering something old. It has dwarven runes all over it, runes of warding
Bello.
and various things. What?
Dwarven for friend.
That'd be melon.
That's what I said.
Bello would have been the son of Branry,
Yeah.
which was a weird thing for you to bellow.
So, it's covered in dwarven runes. One of them says,
I'll translate as you.
alright. Basically, the message, it's got a bunch of runes, like, not magical runes of warding.
Oh, I
but,
speak Dwarven
like,
too.
things
Oh.
saying, basically, keep out. And then, it says in the center, here was hate fostered, hate which grew to hate. And against hate, no life can stand.
Truer words have never been written.
Can I attempt
But I don't
a
read
history
that.
check as to the nature
just
of
said
this stone?
Sure, roll me a history check.
Alright. And I am a dwarf, so I'm applying my stone kind of
Alright.
feature. I don't imagine it will help too terribly much. That was a natural 2.
Okay.
So that was a total of 4.
I thought dwarves had advantage on that check.
Oh, well, then I should try.
Isn't that right?
I believe that is correct. There we go. That's
Mm.
fine. So that's actually going to be a 13. It was plus 5. I'm terrible. 16.
So looking it over, it's just a heavy stone, but you notice, kind of in the center of the cover stone, there's a small, dark metal stream going through there, like a very tiny vein, no more than an inch or 2 wide. But you immediately recognize it as adamantine.
Oh dear lord.
This is, and so it looks like it was deliberately reinforced.
No, not necessarily. It looks like the stone they cut was part of an area that had veins of adamantine in it.
I'll indicate that. This appears to have streaks of adamantine running through it. That's not something you find every day, not even down here.
They've struck gold, I guess.
Better than gold.
No, it's adamant.
It's adamant.
It's better than gold.
Are you adamant about that?
I'm very.
Alright.
Do they shorthand it like that? Adamant? Or is it just the full
Yes,
word?
sometimes that's done.
Alright, well then I don't make fun of you.
You didn't even. Oh, that's right. Oh,
Fine. And I didn't mention this, we didn't talk about this during the recap, but
Sorry.
Nullius was saying that he was going to, just so you're aware of where he's going.
That's right.
He was going to finish up some business in the city, and then his plan was to head to the line to see what's going on there,
And
so
to
that
send
he
word
could
to
basically be like, hey, we need some soldiers down in the waste. So that's going on as well.
Great.
So yeah, there's a big cover stone.
Cool.
How heavy do you think that is?
That?
I could do it.
Oh, well, give it a try.
I'll just make an
No, I'd
intelligence
rather
check
you
to see
do
if I
it.
can estimate it.
Right.
If it's just a flat, I guess.
I don't wanna get my robes
Yeah,
dirty.
14.
Alright? Up to 4 creatures could fit in a space where you could push it, and you need a combined strength of 46 in order to move it.
Yeah. And 8.
Hey, you don't know that.
8?
10.
Oh, okay.
I'll have you know.
Okay.
What is yours?
16.
And 16.
So
We're at 32. So we actually could.
That's 42
Yeah, what's 42?
for mathematicians out there. Yeah.
So then you don't have enough?
Well, actually, we do because 4 people. Can
Four people. Hey.
Oh, thank you, Nick.
Yep.
I say, I think we could do it. It's not going to be easy, but I think we could.
Yeah, and small creatures wouldn't be able to help with this. But you should have enough with just the
God
4
dang
of you,
it!
is that
No, I
right?
have
For
to
the
help.
4 of us.
No.
Well, do we
Well.
roll for it or what?
Yeah.
No, you just have to be able to push it. You just have to have that strength and you can go.
Oh.
So do we want to move it out of the way? Alright, so getting on one side of it, you have
This
to break.
is the only way through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You have to break some seals, and this tunnel matches the description. She didn't mention this being here.
Yeah, so that's a little alarming. But
So,
going
working
this way.
together, you break the seals and then start heaving it out of the way. A huge grinding noise happens as stone rolls against stone, and you push the cover stone out of the way. Now, ahead of you, stairs wind down into darkness.
Bum
Charming.
bum bum.
Raise your hand if you don't have dark vision.
I think that's
No,
cool.
I'm a halfling.
Two of you. You are a wood elf. You have dark vision.
Do I?
Yeah.
No,
Okay. I didn't
there's
remember.
just Mr. Human here who doesn't have any.
Can
And
anybody see?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Does?
Halfling does
Yeah.
not.
Of course we can.
I can cast dark vision.
Oh,
Yes.
And you can get multiple people with that if you cast at a higher level, can't you?
If you
We're
want.
only 4th level, so
Yeah,
we can't.
we're only
Dark
4th.
vision.
Oh, it's a second level spell.
But you could just also produce a flame.
That's true.
That
if you
would
want to target.
Is dark vision concentration?
be- I
don't
believe
remember.
so.
I feel like it would be.
Yeah.
Let me just check.
I think it lasts like an hour or something.
Some long-term buffs aren't though.
That's
Like Long Strider. is-
Mage armor.
Freedom of movement,
That's true.
I think.
Spiritual
Concentration
weapon.
up to 10 minutes.
Jump.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
This is all. Bummer.
Ooh, that's not great.
So
Yeah,
I'm
then you.
not going to take that.
Alright, so you can produce
Probably,
flame?
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, downside is, of course, that your position is given away to whatever sees you. But,
That's
Is
totally
there a
not
way I
gonna be
can
any dumber.
dim?
That's how humans
hey,
work.
how many combats have we had in the last couple sessions, right?
It's dim
Two
light.
in the last 3 seconds.
Not like we're due
It's
or anything.
bright light for 10 feet, dim light for another 10.
Oh, okay, so that's not much light. You could produce flame and light a torch if you wanted for 30-30. Or you could keep that.
Let's
10,
keep
10.
that 10-10 going.
Alright, so you might want to stick next to him.
Is and we didn't take our. I didn't take my horse, did I? Or did I?
You wouldn't be able to bring it down here.
Okay, I didn't
It'd be
think
too many stairs.
That's fine.
I'd probably have a torch just in case if he has to.
I have a torch. here.
Everyone should have torches.
Yeah.
Just set the tree on fire.
No, thank you.
So a torch is okay then, or no?
What is that?
Well,
This
and
tree doesn't wanna be on
you
fire.
wouldn't want to carry it because then you
I
couldn't use a
could.
two-handed
Yeah,
weapon.
exactly.
Well, with 10-10, you guys can all see.
Yeah.
We.
The only
I
downside is that
could.
mean both of them need to stay in melee, basically.
This is true.
You don't want to stay next to me, do you?
No. I mean, I could just turn into something, so
Yeah.
I don't mind. Really don't mind being next to you.
So do you
I also
just
have dark
produce
skin,
flame?
So. Yeah, I produce flame. I thought we'd been through this.
Oh,
You're
okay.
right, eight.
I didn't know if you did torch or produce flame. So.
No, I'm keeping the produce flame. I'd rather
Oh,
not
it's up.
give away our
You could just
position
hold
even
it
more
for
than what we
further.
are.
Fair.
I appreciate the help.
Yeah, let's use my action.
It's no problem.
Doesn't-
My eyes aren't like yours.
I think it wants a
Well,
minute too.
I can't see either, so
Dancing
my
lights?
eyes aren't like
good.
Mage hand.
Yeah.
It's one of the few disadvantages you humans seem to have.
I'll take the compliment.
Almost like the race is terribly powerful and needed that limitation.
All right. You descend down the stairwell for hundreds of steps before the path opens up to a larger tunnel. Walking into this tunnel, you're met with beautiful stone walls of white marble. Painted on the marble are scenes of combat, brutal and realistic, with vibrant paints that highlight the glow of magical weapons and of blood spilling from both sides of the battle. As you look at this, at first it looks like just this paint, but as you get closer, you see that it's actually textured with little tiles. So it's little mosaic
It's a mosaic.
tiles that these dwarves have placed on the walls. And most of these are of singular heroes of the dwarves rampaging against armies and armies and armies of goblins. Every now and then you'll see one fighting a dragon or some other powerful beast, but most of them are destroying goblins. In one, you see a dwarf. He's standing, and he's holding a big pike, and he's plunging his pike upwards into the dragon's throat. And then around him, almost like a spectral form, you see Magris doing the same motion as though Magris is guiding fighting him. Magrus, of course, being the god of stone that the dwarves worship, one of their major three who helped fight against the dragons in the early days of the world.
My kin do love their heroes.
And this is customary to have this in a church.
In
Yes.
most temples, you'd see various symbols of Magrus and things, but all of these scenes of battle, it's
It's a lot,
strange.
yeah.
It's strange. You also
This
notice that one of the gods appears more often than the others, and that is a taller dwarf who's a little more wiry and has a very well-kept beard with long, flowing blonde hair.
Theo.
And he is wielding a huge greatsword against these creatures.
And Theo is the god of.
He's the god of war.
Okay.
Yeah. And so basically there's three pilgrimages. The pilgrimage of stone, where you go find Magrus. Pilgrimage of life, where you travel the world, and that one's dedicated to Arnholt. And then there's the pilgrimage of hate, which is dedicated to Theol.
And did you read out the dwarven emblems in the front?
Yeah.
And I would definitely note. You mentioned the symbols outside seem to indicate that hate is not welcome here, but these mosaics appear to depict a different story.
Indeed. Well, whether my kin like to admit it or not, the great glory of the pilgrimage of hate always leads to the death of the heroic dwarf undertaking it. Hate leads only to ruin in the end. That is why Loramea teaches forgiveness.
As you continue down, this scene of battle expands and twists down the halls, an ongoing conflict with no scene repeated. As you observe, though, you notice a pattern, a certain item accentuated in each of the scenes of combat, the weapons. In every scene of combat, the central figure is wielding a unique and breathtakingly beautiful weapon, and whomever is wielding that weapon is destroying their opponents.
Cool.
Though
Is it an axe?
there are different weapons in every scene.
Is one of them an axe?
One of them is. There are
Oh
several
my
axes.
goodness.
Most of them are various types of pole arms, especially spears and pikes. That's the dwarves' favored weapon because it's best for fighting in tunnels. But there are axes, there are swords. There's not a lot of great axes, but you see one every now and then, especially when aspects of Arnholt are present.
A great axe would be hard to swing in a tunnel.
It would be
Battle
very
axe,
hard.
Much
A
less.
battle axe
You
not
could-
too
you
hard,
could
but it's not
definitely-
great in a narrow tunnel.
But yeah, so
No.
bringing glory to one of the three, I suppose. Arnholt's
Are we?
scenes of battle are usually more jovial than this. This looks like largely to Theo.
And even when you see Arnholt in the battle, his face is an expression of rage.
Yeah,
And
which-
he does not look like typical Arnholt.
Yeah, who's also the god of like festivities. And
Right,
drinking
exactly.
And stuff.
I don't know much about religion in general, but this seems to accentuate war and worship just the act of doing so.
You also
and you'll
know.
notice the
Warring
craftsmanship
temple.
required to do so.
Yeah, that's true. You also
True.
know as well, you being a dwarf would know this especially, and you speaking dwarven likely have some exposure to this.
I also speak Dwarven.
Oh, you do
Just
too?
so you know, I don't
you
read
probably
it,
have
though.
some exposure. It is odd that Theo would be the most featured because he's normally the least important of the three. The creation story of the world goes that basically Magrus and Arnholt arrived here from far away to find an empty void, and Magrus shaped the world out of this void. Arnholt was excited and thought that was just such fun, and so he took a swig from his drinking flask.
His
And he's-
ever-filling drinking
well,
glass.
this one at this time, not according to the lore of the dwarves. And so he drank some of it. He drank half of it, held it in his mouth, and then spat it onto the ground. And from that grew Theo, the greatest, most powerful creature in the world, other than the two of them. Then he drank half again. He was like, "Oh, I better conserve some more of that. I used too much that time." He drank half again, spat it on the ground, and all the green things of the world started flourishing. And he
Hey.
said, "Oh, I'd better be more careful there." Drank half of it, spat it on the ground, and then the race of dwarves grew from that. He said, "Oh, I'm using too much." Did it again. The race of orcs then again the race of men, then again all the beasts of the world, and then last he had just a drop left and spat it on the ground, and that became the elves. So, the goblins, it was said, already infested this dark void and came from the shadows and not from Arnholt at all. And so many of the creatures of the deep were formed of shadow and death rather than of life and joy.
So they view goblins as demons.
Basically,
Kinda,
yeah.
yeah.
And in a way, the goblins, their religion, actually, they, in a way, consider themselves demons, kind of.
Thaddeus, is this a temple? What is this temple for?
What do you mean?
I see depictions of war. Is this like a warring temple? Is there like
Like an arena, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's
would
what I
would
was
that be
saying.
something that would be a thing?
It would be very strange.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
'Cause it's not really
terribly
making
unheard of,
stuff.
but the problem is that in having a temple dedicated to war, that would waste resources.
My kin take great pride in making things for the glories of their gods. Bloodshed, while a fine time to test what they make, is hardly productive
Oh, all
in
right.
making more.
I know that.
It can happen, but it would be rare.
I mean, your people don't shy away from a fight, certainly,
No.
but this makes it seem like it is
Glorified.
glorified, yes, but like an orc would think.
It is uncommon for it to be this bloodthirsty. Thaol is not even usually depicted so strongly. Usually, if it's a battle, it would be Arnholt, and it would be joyful. It would be seen as putting a weapon to use, defending one's home, going back, having a drink. It would be one scene. That would be part of the story. This is all that there is. I don't know.
So Theol is like a lesser deity or a demigod in your...
In a way,
Sense,
they
yeah.
see him
Lesser than
typically
the other
as
two,
the
yes.
guardian of the gods. The gods, when it's time, when the dwarves can't handle whatever it is, because the dwarves are seen as the greatest servants of the gods on earth. When the dwarves can't handle whatever's happening, that's when Theo goes in, and he's supposed to lead them to victory. And it was said that his first battle was that Theo brought with him the dwarves, along with Magnus and Arnholt, to travel down into the deep to slay the dragons when they first made their appearance above ground.
Okay.
And indeed, the dragons, I guess that would be a little bit meta, but we did learn in a previous campaign that you played in that it did seem that the dragons were indeed driven up from below by
Below. Yeah.
something.
Nobody
but it-
really knows that, but
Yeah.
it is the case.
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 people in the world who are aware of that.
And they're still stuck in the underdark.
And they're
so
still stuck in the deep. Yeah.
so they're not telling you.
All right. Do we see a hallway going forward?
You do, yeah, and you can continue down as you round.
Can the dark vision people maybe lead a little bit?
Oh,
So
well, I want to
was
ask
gonna
Thaddeus
suggest
something
you
else.
walk about 20 feet ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so who's ahead?
The two of us.
2 of you?
Yep.
All right, and him. So as you round that first thin set of hallways that open up a much larger hall, you hear the sound of 2 creatures speaking. What languages do you speak?
Oh, what languages don't I?
Oh, you know what?
Let's
Common and Norwain.
All right.
Common, Dwarvish, Old Speech, and Orcish.
Common and Orcish.
Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Old Speech.
Common, Fallow, Hishite, Deep Goblin, Solmathi, Narweem, Karashite.
So you hear
Halfling.
deep goblin speech ahead of you.
Would-
And you hear it around the corner ahead.
What is it saying? Can I hear what it
Right
says?
now it's just sort of mumbling, but basically it sounds like casual speech back and forth.
Do you like react?
Sort of talking.
It probably stops us from.
Yeah,
moving
I'll
forward.
definitely hold my.
Are
I mean, we hear the thing.
It's
so
like
we're
Navy
gonna
SEALs.
stop. Yeah.
What is it?
I'm gonna have my crawling claw creep up a little closer to it, and I'm gonna listen through its blind sense.
Okay.
What's it picking up? Can
Have
I-
it roll a stealth check.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Are you gonna use the claw stats?
Oh, well, it rolled a 17.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
I
pretty
don't know if I
solid.
remember what the claw
That's pretty
stats are
solid.
exactly.
17 plus something.
Yeah, it's probably plus like 2.
Alright. That should be plenty.
Yeah.
So,
And before the goblins all crit.
your claw, well, they're just using passive. They're not searching for anything.
I ain't looking for nothing.
So your claw gets a little closer, and perceiving through its senses,
Yep, 30 feet. There we go.
you can see that there appear to be, up ahead,
Oh, here's your
and
tunnel.
you just sort of rounded this area, two goblins that are sort of standing at the top of those stairs. It seems as though they're on watch, but they haven't had visitors in so long, they don't seem like they're really being watchful.
I see. And do they have torches or anything?
These goblins, they don't
I
need
guess
them.
blind sense I
Yeah,
can't see
they
anyway.
don't need torches, but yeah, with the blind sense, you can only sense that there are
Right.
these goblins.
So where are we? Did we
We're
come from?
technically right
that
So
here.
you're back there in that now. You're in that first room there.
Oh, we're in
Okay.
here?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm assuming the crawling claw is right there at the top of those stairs, basically.
That'll be fine.
What is it?
By the time you
Yes.
heard the voice,
That
you
is.
could be on one of those roundabouts, like halfway around.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we
So
can be
put
right here?
put Nick right there. Yeah.
How does this elevation work? It's freaking me out.
So the
It's
stairs
going down.
go
Then
down,
back up.
and it goes down 5 feet.
Smaller.
Okay, so-
lower.
So this is what is this?
That's a
thing?
wall.
Oh, it's a
You have
wall.
to go
You have
Okay,
to go
Doors.
around.
I see.
The
To go
roundabouts.
downstairs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, see?
That makes sense.
See?
It's a weird wall.
Welcome to
there.
Deciphering Maps. D20 Theater Crew.
We're learning.
Whenever I'm writing elevation, I'll always do alternating hash marks
Right.
to show different.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, unless there's stairs, then I don't bother.
So each stairs 5, yes?
Right.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime you want to make notes on the map, feel free.
What do you see?
Well, I'll. Oh shoot! I think I. No, I didn't. I don't think I got a cantrip at this level. But yeah, I'll just come back around and say there are deep goblins ahead. Probably shouldn't whisper. There are deep goblins ahead.
How many-
Yes,
Stage
today's
whisper.
episode is voiced or is sponsored by my Massive Darkness character today, Stage Whisper.
There are deep goblins ahead.
How many did it look like there were?
There are 2, from what I can tell.
That shouldn't be a problem.
No, but if they hear us first and alert others, we may face more difficulty.
That confirms what they said about the deep goblins being here
Well,
and
yeah,
infesting the place.
They infest every place down here.
Let's get rid of them.
I will take care of this. I'll put my head around the corner and cast sleep on
So
this.
as you see them, by the way,
as I see them.
you can see
You die.
that for one, they're wearing
Plate.
no, their
Please,
armor
Please tell me.
is made of adamantine.
Oh, even better.
Oh
Uh,
my
It's
god.
gonna take 8 sets to make something for you now. Or
No, I know.
And their weapons are also made of adamantine. You can see that both of these two are holding mauls.
Dang.
They do not look armed or armored like typical goblins. for sure.
B.A. B.A.
Yeah, they're holding big ol' mauls.
Well, we found some stuff in here, I suppose. But I'm still gonna put him to sleep.
All right,
So I'm gonna center that right between them.
all right.
So that's nicely a 12, 13. It's gonna be plus 9 is 22 hit points of sleepiness.
All right, one of them kind
Oh,
Slaps himself.
oh.
of, and he looks over to the other one and he goes,
I am sorry. I felt very tired for a moment. What were you saying?
and they continue talking.
Oh my god.
These goblins are impressively constituted.
Did
unusual
you-
for a goblin.
Did you take care of them?
No.
He's a wizard. If you want to take care of things, you use a weapon. And
My boy.
follow my lead. And I'm gonna round the corner at a full charge.
All right, roll for initiative.
Okay, all right.
D4.
Wait, where are our positions before we begin?
You were in that room.
In the Kirby's or in
You
that
just
thing.
said round the corner, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Ugh,
yeah.
poopy.
So that is a.
Okay.
It's alright.
I'm gonna use my little baby die.
Not an
That's a little baby die.
Not a good first spell slot of the day.
Nope.
We know they've got some hit points though.
Well, more than
Sandy.
22.
Do what?
I heard someone talk about sleep and how it doesn't scale terribly well.
All right.
It's like-
What'd
Every
you get?
time.
I got
Thaddeus.
a 14.
Thaddeus.
13.
D4.
Sorry.
Thaddeus is a 13.
13. Sorry, I forgot I had the -1 to dex there.
All right. All
You
right.
add a D4?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on.
Foreign.
11. All together.
All
You
right.
also got
What's your character's name, Sam? I forgot. Osborne. 9.
JK 10 because -1. I'm dumb.
Oh
Can I
man.
give you a hint? He's a priest of green. In Oz, there's the Emerald
There's
City.
the Emerald City.
In
That's a
Oz.
good mnemonic device. Baldy.
Baldy.
Scarred by these mnemonic devices. All right.
I got 17.
I love it.
The wizard's ready for it.
Moly.
I expected you to just charge in.
All
Molly's
right.
boyfriend.
12.
12.
Silencers.
Not
At least
using
he's
that
predictable.
dice. Poopy.
I'm so
I
excited.
thought about taking silence for today, but you're a silencer.
That's fair. That's fair. He can't actually take silence yet
Yeah.
because
It's
he's a
true.
paladin. So
Yeah,
he
I'll
doesn't have
cast
to
it
go.
next level, but I can do it just as my channel divinity.
Yeah.
No.
So channel.
All right.
all the
Well,
time.
Asim, you're up first.
Okay, well in that case I won't waste any more time and I'll just come out here and put my head out, have my crawling claw come back in here so he's out of harm's way and
Sure.
I'll get a chill touch on the one that almost fell asleep.
All right.
What are these goblins
Ooh.
do as a react? Like,
That's a
As they see you all coming in, both of them are just chatting for a moment. One of them hears the dwarven battle cry and turns, and he turns back to the other, and in Deep Goblin he says, "Dwarfs, alert the others!"
what does a dwarven battle cry sound like?
Well, for him it might sound different than
Yeah, what does
does it sound like?
What does it sound like?
In Dwarvish? Or, no, I guess
Well,
it-
what do you
No,
say?
in Dwarvish,
You
yeah.
could probably do it in
I don't
common.
know it
Yeah,
Dwarvish.
No, I think in Dwarvish that would have been a little
Alright.
bit more, be cleansed by the light is probably what I yelled in Dwarvish, which was probably kind of confusing.
And any battle cry in Dwarven, no, regardless of what you're saying, comes out as
Khazad.
Baruch
Khazad
Khazad!
Menu!
that was a 25 to hit for 6.
25 for 6 damage.
Oh yeah.
Yo!
And he can't heal for his turn.
And then do you, like
Yeah,
behind
back
the
around the
thing?
corner.
All right. So, by the way, just so you know, I'm going classic today. I'm going old school instead of
You don't have
my
your
app.
iPad?
Well, I have it. I just I didn't have these stats plugged into the thing, the stats that I wanted to use, and so I figured it would be easier to go old school this week. All right, so that's gonna put us then at Thaddeus.
Alright.
What am I gonna do?
And as I'm moving forward, then my grip on my spear changes. As kind of sling it out to the side and catch it lower down the haft.
All right.
Extending my reach with it.
Nice.
With my spearmaster feat.
Nice.
And then I'm going to move forward and engage the enemy. With a nat 16, so that's a 22 to hit.
That'll
So,
hit.
That's pretty good.
for an improved damage die as well. 6 whole damage,
All right.
sir.
That's not bad.
And was that the one you attacked or the other one?
Which one was sleepy?
The one kind of down.
This one?
The southern one was
This
the
one.
sleepier
Then-
one.
Yeah, that's the one I
then that's
touched.
the one I would have
Okay.
attacked, I suppose.
Can you
I
get
know.
that one?
Because, yeah, so it's 1, 2. Yeah, it's
Okay,
just
cool.
diagonal.
Just making sure.
I just don't trust the wizard to finish the job. So.
All right. Then that puts us at UI.
Or are we technically underground?
You are.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't want to spill this.
What is that?
Yeah.
mean?
He
That-
gets different
I
forms.
get different forms in different areas.
Yeah.
So you better
Neat.
believe I'm walking around as a giant mushroom.
Oh, nice. You have one of the myconids?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm gonna throw some axes at him.
Siniaxes?
Is my movement speed 45? I should know that, shouldn't I? Yeah, it's 45.
Wood elf monks are pretty speedy.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw one since I don't have extra attack, and I'm not close enough to punch him in the face. I forgot all of my dice that I'm supposed to roll. Ooh, probably not. 11.
They're in like plate.
11 will not
Yeah.
hit. They're not wearing
No,
plate.
like
No, they're
just
just
in
wearing
heavy.
adamant. So you, your axe goes flying towards him, and he sees it coming, and taking his maul, he bats it out of the air. As the maul makes contact with your axe, you see just an eruption of orange
a
light
longbow.
on his maul for just a moment.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
Good to know. I just realized I had a longbow. I should have stayed back, but
Say orange light.
Orange light.
Okay.
whatever. I'm gonna get punched.
All right.
You're all the way with
Then that puts us at Farin.
I'm like 4 feet away.
Wow.
They rolled really bad.
Evidently. Far in which direction?
I'm gonna dash to 2 behind Thaddeus.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
All right, Osborne.
There was no surprise.
I'm gonna start moving. I need to get moving.
Can't quite get there. I'm
Thank you.
afraid.
25. 1, 2, 3,
One
4,
square.
5. Good.
All right. Now, do you want to dash or anything? Or just...
Yeah, I'll dash another,
All right.
what, 5 more squares?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Don't stop.
5.
All right. The one to the north there is going to go back through the door.
Oh, he means that
Uh-oh.
one. Oh, I see.
That's-
no, that's
Oh, wait.
Let's go around.
Do you know how maps work?
1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1 and then over to the right one.
Shade.
And then he goes down 2 more diagonally. No, diagonally.
That's
There you
the way.
go. And then as he
need a
as he
laser
gets
pointer.
there, you hear a boom.
Oh yay.
Boom.
How regal.
Boom.
I hate to say I told you so.
You didn't.
In fact, I did.
Inspiration.
Hey.
He did.
Yes, he did.
So they don't look like the typical.
Oh wait a second. Wait a
That
second. Wait a
makes
second.
it-
I'm gonna invoke a
Oh,
card.
Yeah.
Okay, what card?
The one that lets us get out of this situation.
Which one is
That's
that?
handy.
I believe circumnavigate.
There needs to just be a card that says this card lets you get out of this situation.
For
No
just
one
such
just
an
gets out of
occasion.
You discover an
Jail free
alternative
card.
means to get around an
Some
encounter,
embarrassing.
avoiding the encounter entirely. All right, but just this encounter. So for the rest of the encounter, then let's say this.
Just to kind of
As that happens,
extend our sneakiness.
you hear that gong, and a portcullis slams down right at the top of those stairs, and
Oh.
that guy goes running back. So he's out of the way now. Remove those 2; they won't be found later in the dungeon. And you'll see why if you come back around this way. But next to you, you hear some cracking. The force of the portcullis slamming down into such an old temple broke down an old wall, and it looks like there's actually a passage leading to the south here now.
Oh.
And it will connect. See that?
Here.
Nope. It'll connect right in that big
Over
room.
here?
See, no, the big room. The big room. Okay, so bottom left corner down here. Bottom left. That corner. It'll connect to that corner.
Cool.
Handy.
So it's just sort of a natural passage that was concealed behind this wall.
Interesting.
When you get to the other end, there is a wall there, but you can see that there's some small cracks in it. It could be easily broken.
Can we hear anything from the other side?
You can hear, and you hear someone in Deep Goblin saying,
Be ready for whatever comes through the door. Kill them all. If the dwarves have returned, they will not claim this place, and they will not claim us.
They are very valiant, if you could call them that. I'm gonna go back into the large room and call out, "We are leaving."
You hear the sound of goblin laughter.
What kind of goblins are we dealing with?
Goodbye.
See you later.
Now into the secret
And
room.
then you go.
Can you make it quieter as you go off? Right?
Yeah.
Performance?
They already left. They already bought it. It's great.
Let's go deal with
So
it.
then into the secret tunnel,
Yes.
and then we'll bust the wall.
So us 2 first.
Taking forever to get to this creature.
Alright. And so it should be pretty easy, you said, to just
You're gonna be inside my coat.
pop through it.
Oh yeah, you could. It would take an action to bust that open, but doing so would basically be a surprise round
Yeah.
since they
Us
don't
two,
expect
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And no one else would get one, but you could pop it open and the surprise would be lost
But yeah, so it would be a surprise round for anyone.
for whoever's opening it. That
Oh,
one.
But it would take a whole action to open it.
Right, exactly. So basically,
You
you
charge it.
open it, and that's it.
Okay. But someone
Is
can
what I'm
ready an
saying.
action to throw a thing or something.
But you're not in combat yet.
You could charge
Oh, right. You can't ready when
Right.
you're in
it. You could
combat.
action knock it down, run in.
Yeah, you could.
Well, I'm gonna.
Hey.
So. Right. Ready.
After you.
That
Oh,
Good.
what? Are you looking at me? What?
Are you ready?
I'm in the back. What are you concerned with me?
Oh.
Quickly. And I just barrel through the door, or through the little broken down wall, just with my shield up like a battering ram.
All right. Then, as you barrel through the wall, you can go ahead and place yourself right there, and then I'll let you decide where you want to move. All right. You can see one deep goblin wearing lighter armor, and on a leash, he has a flaming dog.
What?
Why is it on fire?
Yeah,
That's
it
concerning.
looks like. I mean, a hellhound isn't something that's really known to people.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes.
I mean, yes. Oh, no.
You can also see in this room.
I was like, "Where's the dog?" But he took it.
I'm looking at it. It's cool.
Sorry.
We definitely haven't seen anything like
Two.
this.
Nope.
Small little fire creatures. They're like little gouts of flame that are almost humanoid in shape.
Cult of the glow.
Yikes.
From the pit.
And I'm gonna rush in. I guess. Put me. Yeah, right up in there.
Was that cactus?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna. Actually, I'm not gonna run through. I'm gonna stay back,
Oh,
kind of where I am. Just
Esteem,
at the wall. I'll scoot to the left.
since you
one.
know
There you
dwarves
go.
through study, roll me a history check.
Okay.
And
Okay.
goblins as well.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. I think history is going to be 19?
So,
More than that.
you would know that
21.
deep goblins are known to consort and summon powerful elemental creatures. That's just something they're known to do. They're priests and things typically. Yeah, that's just a thing they do.
Gotta even the odds somehow.
This is
Oh,
weird to me.
I'm gonna set my spear to receive a charge.
All right.
So as I come through, then I bang my spear against my shield, saying, "Come then, if you have the metal," and then plant the butt of my spear against the wall behind me for support.
In Deep Goblin, which I don't think you speak.
Nope.
But that one responds to you, and he says,
You couldn't come alone. You bring upworlders with you. You are weaker than your kin, and we will not be slaves again!
He says,
All
welcome
right.
home.
roll for initiative.
Oh, thank God we get to reroll. Alright. Plus,
Oh, yeah?
plus
Come on
D4.
with the purple dice.
Don't forget your D4.
Hey, nat 20.
Ooh.
All
Plus
right,
D4.
Esteem.
But,
That's going to be it. Oh, with the D4, that'll be 12.
All right. UI.
10.
Farin.
6.
oof. He is Darth Vader.
Poopy.
Thaddeus.
15. 1-5.
Stupid. Stupid.
Osborne.
23 with a nat 20.
Boom.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's pretty good.
Just for initiative, right?
All right.
What else would it be for? Oh, now you do it.
Guys, I'm about to turn into something really cool.
I'm excited.
Are you?
Do you have the mushrooms?
Yeah, he is. You are. Yeah, he are.
I think I did that whenever I was.
All right, then that makes it Osborne's turn.
Circle of the bark, whatever.
Osborne's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go
I was like, when did you?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What?
What?
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, what's that?
And then, as you see him walk past Thaddeus, he begins to grow these like tendrils and these little yellow roses and
Oh.
mushrooms all over himself, and he turns into a
Right.
yellow musk creeper.
Oh.
It doesn't quite look like this,
I'm
but
not-
this is a really cool mini that you should check out.
Is this the 5th edition foes version? There's actually 2 versions of this one. There's the 5th edition foes and the Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I was curious. It was like
Yeah.
those things have almost killed us a few times in Tomb.
Yeah, I think this one's a little bit weaker than the Tomb of Annihilation version. All right. So, is that it for you?
No.
Nope. He's got
I needed
stuff
my
too.
phone back.
He asked so politely.
The Hellhound, can he make a con save for me, please?
He will. By the way, just so you're looking at it, so you can see it. I don't know the CR, but take a look and let me know what the difference in the CR is. At the back of that book, you should find the Yellow Musk Creeper. Yes, the Hellhound will make a con save for you. He got a 14.
That's it.
Well, maybe did the
Oh,
thing
barely
Is
passed.
14 the CR?
13
Okay.
is.
Oh, there you
so,
go.
So the tendril with pollen went to go shake on his head, but
All right.
it didn't
It
do
burned.
anything.
By the way,
Burned
does it
nothing.
say any creature, or does it say?
Haha.
One creature.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I may have you for this one because Fifth Edition Foes is the least balanced of any of the subgroups we have. I may have you use this version depending on what its CR is and all that.
2.
Is it the same as the other one?
No.
What's the other one?
I think it was half.
More than that.
No, CR1.
Okay.
So it's 1 point.
For now, just use the one you're using then.
Okay.
I may look at it after and say, well, we'll use Tomb of Annihilation since there's 2 versions of it. Monster a Day, a couple of them are like that
It's
too.
basically the same thing.
Just better.
Except for the Yellow Musk on this one uses a DC Wisdom save. This one uses a Con.
Wisdom makes a lot more sense.
But
think?
it's not as cool. Wait, no, yep, I can turn people into zombies too.
So they're basically the same, but that one's a higher CR.
Yes.
So probably next session, I'll let you use this one for this session. Probably next session, I'm going to say we got to use the one out of this book,
Okay.
just because it's a little better balanced.
Yeah.
All right. So
Anyway.
is that it for you?
Yes.
All right. Then that makes it Thaddeus.
Oh, right. I forgot. I kind of got a surprise round. The whole set and the charge thing wasn't really very helpful. That's okay. I'm going to move forward and engage the nearest.
Blish.
No, the goblin.
Blish.
The goblin. I'm going to go that way.
Okay.
And I'm
Oh,
going
I
for the
should have done
goblin.
the Nick.
So I'm
Sneeze.
swinging
Check the
forward
camera.
with my spear. No, is a 10.
A 10 will not
10.
do it. No.
And so I just run forward, and I guess I'm probably expecting him to flinch out of the way, as goblins are craven creatures.
He just readies himself
Yep.
and lowers down to the ground. And this guy's not using a maul, but he does have a warhammer and a shield. And as he lowers himself, he grips his fingers tight around the warhammer and plants his shield down, catching your spear.
All right. As a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and extend my reach, just
All right, sounds good.
in case he wants to.
Then that makes it to the fire creatures. One of them is going to go. That one's going to go straight for Thaddeus. The other one is going to move up to
Us.
Oz. All right.
Oh. Yeah. Did it enter my reach? My reach is 10 feet currently.
It went to here.
Yeah.
That's
So,
10
yeah.
feet.
Oh,
And then it
well,
left.
could the other one have made it there
It can
without
go
doing
here
that?
instead of leaving his reach.
Yeah, it can go right there. It doesn't have to.
Because I'm
Alright,
a large
I just didn't know if it had noticed. that I
It
was
wouldn't
doing
have if it didn't have a reason to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's there. It's where you have it there. Yeah.
Well.
All right, so the first
Just trying
that
to
came
get
up
something
towards
done this time.
Thaddeus, as it approaches you, it leaps at you with both of its claws up. It's like
fire hands.
fingers of flame.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to try that again. Here we go. That's gonna be a 7
No.
and a 17.
No.
All right.
The first one just misses entirely, and the second one I just kind of bat it aside with my shield.
All right. One also leaps up towards Osborne.
Mm-hmm.
And, ooh, probably both of those are going to miss. That's going to be a 10.
Miss.
Then the other one missed, too.
Go.
All right. Then that puts us at the
Giant
creature in
skull
front of you.
face just.
Right in front of you,
Big
this
snarly thing.
this creature, yeah, it takes its hand and it places it on the back of the Hellhound. And it says,
Grow with the power of hate and bring down our enemies.
and it
That sounds
grows to
good.
be huge sized.
Oh boy.
Give you a base.
That's pretty bad.
That puts us at a steam.
Okay,
Hey,
well.
Esteem, a thing just happened.
Yeah, I definitely am gonna see that thing just happen. I suppose I will chill touch that thing.
All right.
How far
That's
do you?
what I'm going. Oh, I'm not even gonna have to do that. I think I got
You'll probably see
I got eyes on him right there. Okay, so that's a 18 to hit.
That'll
for
do it.
3 necrotic damage.
3. All right.
Yes, and that will stay in that hallway.
Okay.
I got a lot of health. No.
And UI. Oh, I never rolled.
You got a 6, right?
What?
Do I believe that you got a higher initiative than the flamey fire dog?
Well, and I'll
No
point this
idea.
out. I actually, right after your turn, it's going to go, because I realized I hadn't rolled for initiative for it, and it got a 16.
Dang it.
So that would answer
So
your
that's a
question.
no.
So it's going to go right after you, and the next turn will be where it's supposed to go.
Okay. Well, then I'll come in over here. As I'm going down this way, I'll throw an axe at the fire dog. And then, regardless of if that hits, I'm going to hit this fire thing with another axe. But not really an axe. I'm going to punch
I
it in
bet
the
that thing
face.
smells like what? I think that thing probably smells like Up Dog.
What's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
I'm good. You?
God! Math is so hard.
I believe in you.
I got a 15 plus 4.
19.
19. I got 19.
All right. She's
That's
sick.
so
it's okay.
easy.
She's sick. She's sick right now. 19 will hit.
Okay. Don't.
This is an egalitarian D&D game.
And then,
Her
that's
fiance is the
this,
god
this
of this
one.
world.
This is
so
a
good luck
18,
with
so
that.
4.
I
Or
knew
just
what
kidding. Oh my gosh.
egalitarian
8
was.
damage.
8 damage. All right. Of what kind?
Oh,
Just slashing.
whatever axes are.
So slashing.
At slashing. I know everything.
Ouch.
I know everything. On this little guy, I got
Just
a
doesn't
20
All right. You got him.
Man,
for 5 damage.
All right. Nice.
On a 1 too.
you punched him right in his.
Yeah, punched him right in his fire face.
And his
Is
fire
my
mouth.
face now on fire? Was that a bad idea?
So as you punch him,
Well, I kind of was saying that I was using the axe, but it's the unarmed attack, so I figured that I had to punch him.
it does have to be the unarmed attack. But as you punch him, the fire sort of like reels back, and it doesn't seem to burn you in that moment.
What? Am I wearing something special?
Definitely
He's
not.
gonna hurt you.
You've got nice red hair. Maybe that's what
Yeah,
it is.
maybe that's it.
Maybe it's like.
All right.
That's never stopped anything
Then
from
that
burning
puts us
me.
at Farin. It does not have the heated body trait.
Mind the fire, and I try to thrust my pike into an area of the dog that is the least covered in flame.
All right. Let's roll
Um,
hit.
all right, so does 14 hit?
14, I believe will. Let me finish grabbing this
You
template.
hit the part that is least covered in flame. The air around the dog.
14 does not.
Oh,
Screw
there you go.
me.
Got it right.
All right, well, I guess I was just a little bit short because I didn't want it to touch the fire.
Ooh, those are cool and special.
And
I
I
like
can't do anything because I didn't hit. So that's it. Well, actually, when I take the attack action, I can roll an intimidate check. Well, but I don't want to do that whenever I didn't hit, so.
All right.
Never mind.
Okay. All right. Then that puts us. Oh, and now I need to have the hellhound go because it didn't before.
Yeah, come on.
He's
I can
huge
do it.
right now. Okay.
Yeah, there's a pillar right here.
He is huge right now.
He's a big old.
So he's actually just gonna stay where he is,
I bet.
and he opens his mouth
Oh,
and
here we go.
roars, and
Alright.
from it comes a burst of flame that's
Does
gonna
he
hit.
get hit too?
He does, but he's immune
He's
to fire.
immune to fire.
He's
So it's
fire.
gonna hit Farin and UI.
Make a dex
I
save?
need you to make dex saves.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing this now. When I gain advantage on
Can I
my
play
dex
my
saves.
aptitude?
So.
Can I play my aptitude
Let me see.
card?
You have advantage on your next skill check.
Dang
This
it!
is a saving throw.
Wait, did you roll like a 2?
I got a 1.
Oh.
Wait,
Alright.
I'm gonna use the card. I'm gonna change the terrain.
Okay.
I'm gonna say rocks fell down before the hellhound.
What's the card say? Well, you can't do it until after. Whenever you play the card is when it happens.
Oh, never mind.
17 on my dex save.
17. That'll
Do
pass.
I get to add
You
my
can
plus
replace
6
her
even
roll
though I
with
got a
another
1?
if you're
Yeah.
lucky.
Oh, sweet. I got 7.
I do.
Crit fail.
So
Oh,
it's
actually,
the DC was 12.
I'm going to lucky charm your roll.
From the
My
lucky
lucky
thing
charm.
that
unit.
okay,
Iker gave us.
So reroll your dex save.
Woo!
Well,
okay.
it's not a
well,
crit
it's,
fail.
It's a 10 now.
Okay,
But
so
not
you
a crit
still
fail.
failed, but I mean a crit fail on a saving throw doesn't matter.
Oh.
But If you failed, you'll take 26 fire damage. If you passed, you'll take 13.
I'm not dead, but I will be.
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna use this one as well.
Well, it was fun being a tree
Resistance,
for a little bit.
Alright.
I'm doing against fire.
Come out of
Nice.
it and
Okay, so
kill
you'll only
everybody.
take
I'll
6
just
then.
come over
For this
here.
entire
I'll
encounter.
For
see
this
how
whole
everything
encounter,
goes.
nice.
Sorry
Yeah.
about it.
Good choice.
Yeah, that
Yep.
is a good one.
What is
How
it?
much was it? 26?
He's resistant to
Resistance.
fire for this encounter. So as that blast of
Absorb
flame
elements?
comes in, you twirl out of the way, and as you do so, you notice that the speed of your movement there kind of brushes some of the flame off onto the rock as the flame is put out. So you've got a way to
circles really
deal with
fast.
it in this cavern.
Drop and roll.
So instead of 13, I take 7.
You'll take 6 because you always run down with that.
Got it, coach.
Alright, so now we're back to the top, and that was its turn that we skipped. So it'll get another turn pretty quick. So when it's its turn again, and you're like, "Why is that happening?" That's why.
It was-
Osborne.
The flower's gonna move. I can only go 5
Oh,
feet,
then I'm
so
dead.
Boom. He's gonna
I'm
make.
gonna die.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Go ahead.
He's gonna make 2 attacks on the flame thing right in front of him.
Okay.
How does a 21 and a 19 sound?
Both of those will hit.
Sweet. Sweet.
What did you hit?
The flame thing next to me?
Oh, the flame thing.
Yeah, I only have 5
The
for each.
flame thing.
Okay,
Bless you.
1 does. Well, I have 3 plus 4 is 7. 7, and it loses 4 intelligence. And it has to make a DC save. An intelligence save.
It's not going to make the save. It's not a living creature that could possibly be turned into a zombie.
Okay, well,
So I'm not going
just
to.
letting you know that.
You have a fire zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that for one will only work
Work on living
against
creatures.
living like beasts or humanoids. But yeah, definitely next session we'll change it because that's way more powerful than a CR1 thing should be. So the damage was how
Come
much?
on, 5th edition. 7.
7.
Okay.
Like, it loses D4 intelligence?
Once
every-
it's completely
every
out of
attack.
intelligence,
It's
I
like
get
a
to control it as a
It's like a
zombie.
shadow strength drain, but it can just do that as a CR1 thing that a druid can turn into. So.
But I have to successfully hit in order for it to
That's
work.
true.
Sure, that's true. But so does a shadow.
It also has to save. It also has to make the save.
That's true. So wait,
it's
if
got
it
2
passes
chance-
the save, it doesn't lose the
Nothing
intelligence?
happens.
Oh, okay. I see how that works. All right, cool.
So like a shadow.
Then that makes it the Hellhound's turn. It's going to turn and face Thaddeus.
All right.
And
Poopy.
Thaddeus, as it turns to you, it is going to
Well,
try to
can't fire
bite
breath
you.
again
Okay,
because it's
let's see what it's
recharged
got.
5/6.
Well, unless-
Because I have hellhounds.
and it
know
did
it.
not recharge this turn. It's going to bite down hard. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh man, I can't even shield out of that. So
All
I'll
right.
take it.
All right, and that's plus. Let's enlarge. So it's going to deal
it's a
9
wizard.
to 11, 12 piercing damage
Okay.
plus 8 fire damage, and that puts us now at Thaddeus.
Maybe I should have
Get
used
out of
the encounter
plant.
card on this one.
The what?
I should have used
Maybe.
the encounter card on this one.
So shaking that one off.
Need a
I'd
get out
rather
of
use
plant?
that on a
I'm
small
not down.
encounter though,
Oh.
because then you don't feel
Sorry, I
like
saw
there went all
No,
the-
that's my
You know?
extra free thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that good chomp kind of comes in, just. All right then, and I'm gonna swing it again.
It's 28 seconds.
So I'm just gonna hit him with,
All right.
with my thing. Bonus action to extend my reach, just because I need to do
And
something.
this is on the Hellhound?
Turn. Yeah, fighting the Hellhound. Oh, yeah, I got him this time.
All right.
Because I'm actually hitting the Hellhound and not the guy this time.
Woof.
A whole 5 entire.
It's pronounced with, I believe.
No, it's a Hellhound.
Oh, there you go.
5, and I'm gonna go ahead and smite it. Is it a fiend?
It is a feat.
How about that? So then that's for a first level. That is going to be, where's my other D8 gone?
Mechanically, it's a feat. For all intents and purposes, it's actually
It's
an
an
elemental, but
thing, but yeah.
well, no, I guess it could kind of be a feat.
Not bad.
So that was 5 regular old
Okay.
damage, and then 22 damage from the smite as a good old.
Nice.
Was that.
As you plunge your spear into this thing, the fires glow brighter and brighter, seeming to threaten an explosion for just a moment, and then they pull back into the hound, and for a moment, it's just this black, hairless hound until it looks up, its eyes glow a flame again, and the fire erupts once more.
You are pretenders to the true source of light.
Right.
Gnarly.
And that puts us at the little fire creatures. The one right next to Thaddeus is going to... it's going to move. So if you want to make an opportunity attack, now's the time.
I'm gonna.
Foreign.
I'm
Someone
go
with
there.
Sentinel.
You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm watching that goblin because I probably think he's gonna run it.
Okay.
No, does he look like he's gonna?
The goblin?
The goblin?
I don't know.
Just hit.
No, I'm gonna hit the fire thing.
Alright.
I crit the fire.
Alright.
The fire thing's just an elemental, yeah?
He is.
Okay, figured. I'm gonna not smite him, I think.
Alright.
But alright, 7, so 11 damage on him.
Alright, nice.
As he exited my 10-foot reach.
Yeah, you take your spear and whirl it around and plunge the point into the back of this fire creature that scrambles to the ground. The flame sort of erupts like a gout towards that spot, recoalescing into this creature again. And then immediately it just sort of raises its hands and a gout of flame erupts from its hands, hitting both Osborne and UI.
Another burning hands.
No, it's not a burning hands. It's a line.
Oh, interesting.
So this one is going to be a dex save.
Scorcher.
DC 12.
I have 7 health right now.
It's not a spell.
Hey, got an 18.
Jesus.
Reroll again.
She is
My
throwing
second
everything.
lucky charm on you. Okay, I'm not using any more lucky charms on here. You need to get a new D20.
Don't you have one more?
Alright.
It's 2.
Oh.
It's
Then
the charm,
that's-
not the feat.
That's
so.
going to deal 8 fire damage on a failed save, DC
Dead.
12, or 4 on a success. Alright, the other small creature there is now going to, seeing that she's down, it's going to go right back behind Osborne. Yeah, right there. And then as it leaps over her body, it just sort of with a bouncing flame, it turns around and does the same thing. It's going to hit Osborne and Thaddeus.
God.
16.
Alright, that'll pass.
Dex
Thaddeus?
save?
Osborne? Yeah. Dex save, DC 12.
Ooh.
You're a halfling?
He's halfling, so reroll once, yeah.
That's better.
A 14 plus 2.
Alright, you got it, So you both passed. So you'll each take 6 fire damage.
Cool. I can deal with that.
Alright, that puts us then at the goblin. Thaddeus, the goblin's standing right in front of you, and he grips his warhammer tight and whips it around through the air, slamming it down into you as you raise your shield to block the blow. That's going to be... he's making 2 attacks here. So, his first attack strikes down and hammers into your shield with a resounding ring across the cavern. As it bounces off, he uses that momentum to swing down into your left leg for a 22 to hit.
I'm in a shield. So as he as it comes in, then I just watch the I just see the blow coming in too close and just close my eyes for a second, and the blow strikes what should be my leg and rebounds.
And you notice both as it hits your shield, you feel your shield sort of superheat for a moment, and then as it bounces down into your magical shield, you see again it glows red just like those ones out in the hall.
Of course.
My life is safeguarded, goblin. Who watches your steps?
The goblin barks something at you in goblin that you don't understand. The rest of you hear,
Dwarven tongue is crude and weak. The goblin shall cut it out and feed it to our dogs!
and that's gonna put us at Esteem.
Okay, well, I'm gonna poke around the corner here. Have that dude make a dex save.
Alright, that guy that he just attacked?
Yes, as my crawling claw flies at him.
Alright, and I believe he failed that save.
That's DC 14.
He failed.
Oh, he's gonna take a
Is that
big
gonna
ol'... Okay, well, a big ol' 11 bludgeoning damage.
That's good.
Alright, that's
This
okay.
is hilarious. You're throwing a hand
As is
at
my-
people.
My poor claw is also all
You're
broken.
like
and
Big
battered.
06, where he
on
just
that
launches the
poor thing.
hand.
He is.
He wants cookies.
He passed.
Use your words, Brandon.
Alright,
Why would I want your
that's
hand?
gonna put us. Are you done?
That is all I got, yeah.
Alright, your claw erupts towards him, slams into him, the claw shatters, bone fragments embedding into some of the open areas around his neck. He grabs one and picks it out, throwing it down to the ground.
Feed that to your dogs.
Do you say that in Deep Goblin?
Yeah.
Alright, he smiles and he says,
Good. Someone who knows how to talk like a real civilized being.
and that's gonna
The
put us
plant seeing this
at-
happen goes,
That's gonna put us at UI.
I passed.
All right. Farn.
First death save throw passed.
Explain to me
I'm so
where the fire is on this
dead. I
hellhound.
already died once.
It's mostly where it is on the mini.
This is not my.
So a little bit on the tail,
Like a
mostly
mane.
on the front legs, and then like a mane,
What
basically.
do you want?
Technically, in not Belarath, but Forgotten Realms, Hellhounds don't have the flames on the outside or the inside. But we're in Belarath, so
Yeah.
it's however
There you go.
Hellhound looks.
And they very much do have flames on the outside in Forgotten Realms.
If you look at the art in the
And the monster
manual, they only have
All
flames
right.
on the
Anyway,
inside.
continue.
Okay.
Cody's like, why do I have to see that?
You look strong and big enough. I'm going to jump on its back.
On the Hellhound's back?
On the Hellhound's back.
I'm gonna do my
Awesome.
best.
All right. Roll me.
It's a very Grant move, but I'm gonna try it.
Roll me. All right.
I hope you're watching,
Acrobatics check.
Oh no. Oh no.
Get up on the hellhound's back.
That's interesting.
I did it.
You're right.
Yeah.
The art shows that way. The miniature that they have for the 5th edition mini, it's on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's got like a spine of it.
That's weird.
Cool. You want to go back to old rules? I did it.
What'd you do?
It's
You
on the
got a
mini, so I can do it.
No, 14.
14? Alright, yeah. You flip yourself up onto it,
Then
it'll
you
take
can
your
do
entire
that, yeah.
move to do so.
Okay.
But now you're up.
We tested it.
Oh,
You totally could.
okay.
Can I like attempt to? I don't know, like
Stab.
put a rope around it, or let's do something to make it where it's like an animal handling type thing.
You take your action to try to pull out your rope and make an animal handling check and
Yeah.
hold it. It could be attempted for sure.
Okay, could I do that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so
So roll me an animal handling check then.
We ran across a terribly dangerous creature, and it's not Sam attempting to handle the animal.
sorry, 19.
19. Alright, you take your rope and whip it around. You yank its head
Okay.
up. Now, it's still going to attack one of your allies this turn, but you can choose which one it attacks as you direct
Yay.
its face. So you can kind of direct its attack.
Oh,
Can it do the breath thing?
You don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It may or it may not.
your dog doesn't seem so scary. He's quite cute. And
He's still snapping at you as you do this thing. And you can still feel the rope singeing.
yeah, you won't last long.
This
That's
plant literally just takes its vines and goes.
So which target do you want to choose here?
Let's
spider,
do
frog.
the monk. No. Automatic fail. Let's do not the plant. Thaddeus is looking pretty bad, yeah.
No, I'm alright.
Or send it to
I'm
the
still right above half.
goblin wizard.
I
If it-
can't.
if
It
it
has
can-
to be an ally.
But if
You do,
if
man.
it does the breath, it might hit the goblin wizard guy.
Okay,
I
so
don't know
then
if it can. Sorry if that was.
I mean, it just wouldn't because
Oh.
of where it is. It would miss you even if it could hit him.
Oh, there you go.
they may
50.
even be immune anyway. But I'll. How are you feeling about this? You feeling pretty good over there?
I'm way over there. I'm good.
Of people you could hit me.
Oh right.
I don't even.
I've still got shield.
Or me.
So.
Him? Oh yeah, he does have shield. That's true.
I'll give it to Thaddeus.
I don't even think
It's
he has
like-
range on me with the cone.
Sorry.
Alright, so you whip it right up towards Thaddeus
He wants blood.
and Osborne.
Osborne, the plant is the skull that is in the middle of this bush turns around to face these stupid flame things.
So I'm picturing as Osborne shifted into this thing, as he shifted, his skin sort of
Oh, yeah.
melted away
Oh yeah,
into the things, leaving his skull
oh
behind.
yeah,
It's really.
definitely, and it grew. And
Gross.
the
Yeah.
head grew too.
Gnarly.
I'm gonna take
it.
2 attacks. How does it 8 plus 6?
And who is this on?
14.
Both of these guys.
Oh, those guys? A 14, you said?
14 into 12.
Both of those hit?
Nice.
Nice.
Uh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
7 damage? Alright. You do 7 damage to each of them, and as you do so, you can see that for a moment, as your spores sort of land, some of their flames die out, and while they looked like just burning fire before, you can see now that they're actually creatures that are stone and fire intertwined. They cool for just a moment, and then this sort of magma-like exterior starts to burn, and the fires start up again.
That's cool.
All right, that's going to put us at the Hellhound, which is forced to attack Thaddeus.
Let's go.
So, guys, let's see if it's going to attempt... It is. So, it bites at you and misses for a moment as flames erupt. And a gout of fire, make a dex save.
Alright. It's not a spell, though, yeah?
It's not a spell.
Alright.
Alright, that's going to be a failed save. So it's going to be 18 fire damage
Still up.
as flames just wash over your body. That puts us at Thaddeus.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm still up. So I turn around and see the Hellhound, and the one I thought I could rely on its back.
Yeah, the person was... Wait. You have Sentinel, don't you?
Yeah.
It just attacked Thaddeus.
Adjacent. That's right.
You're
Yeah.
technically on
Yeah.
the Hellhound.
You can attack it.
But
You make an opportunity attack against it.
I don't want to attack the Hellhound that I'm on.
Yes, you do.
Why not? You're in a great position.
Just
You'd
swing
have
your
advantage
spear
since you're on
in.
top of it.
Come on, dude.
Alright, I just want it.
You're not going to be
Not
able
gonna
to
Okay,
get
great.
it.
Yeah.
They're chaotic evil.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not a
Not a
thing.
thing.
Oh, it's not a thing.
Not in Ballarat.
Alright,
Not
19.
Ballarat.
19 will hit.
Alright. For 11 piercing.
All right. You twirl your pike around and plunge it down as your rope burns away. And as you plunge your pike downwards in the back of the creature's neck, it roars and it sinks down to the ground, clawing until it stops writhing and the flames die out.
Oh, so he just falls down.
He's dead.
And then I just kind of pat him on the back and I say, "Let this be a lesson."
So I see that happen now. I was annoyed, but now it died. And so I look back at the goblin and say, "It looks like you're alone." And I swing in with my spear. Yeah, it's a good one.
All right.
And it's gonna deal. All right, that's better. 11 more damage. To
Okay.
him.
Nice. That's
'Cause I
exactly
just
what you
came
got last
for a
time,
crease
actually.
in the armor. Yeah.
Then that puts us
I
at...
thought I got like 6 damage last time. Man, yay Thaddeus, he did better than I thought.
That puts us to the fire creatures over there. Both of them are on the yellow musk creeper.
They don't like you very much.
Bring it on.
And so let's see if either of them gets their thing. Neither of them do. So each of them is going to make some claw attacks.
Okay.
And that one's cocked. Probably not. What's the AC of this
12.
thing? Alright, so neither hits.
Wow.
Oh, they each get 2.
Oh.
One of them hits with one of its... Oh, wait, 12? One of them hits with both claws, as the other one you sort of punt away with some of your vines. The other one strikes in twice, and that's going to deal 7 piercing damage, as well as 5 fire damage with the first, and then 4 piercing damage
I'm down.
and 6 fire damage.
I'm out.
You're poof.
So you're back to normal,
Hold
and
on.
whatever...
How much was those last 2? 6 fire and what? Piercing?
4, I think. 5 piercing. 5 piercing was the second one. And that carries over to your regular.
I didn't do this for you, but I have a movable object. So as soon as you go down, I can move up to my speed.
He's not down. He's
He's
just
not
knocked
down.
out.
He just
I'm
knocked
knocked
out
out of my
into-
plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crap.
He's a druid.
Druids are great.
Sorry.
Alright.
I should have done that for you.
Then that puts us at... Alright, the goblin. The goblin standing directly in front of you. He's going to raise his warhammer once more. And strike in with his 2 attacks. Looks like one of those is going to hit with a 20.
I'll take it.
Alright, so he swings down and slams it into your helmet, just ringing your bell. And that's going to be
I already used Sentinel, so I can't do it.
plus... Oh, gotcha, okay.
I got healing word for you.
I was assuming I didn't really check how much health I still had.
Yeah.
This might be
Alright,
me going down.
And that's
Yes,
going
you're
to
going
be
down.
8 bludgeoning damage.
yeah.
You're going down.
Now I'm
and
using a
then 4
movable
fire
object.
damage,
Yeah.
if that matters.
No.
Alright.
Okay, so as soon as I see Thaddeus going down, I just kind of...
Immediately he spits on your corpse.
Me?
Oh,
Notice.
Oh, him, the goblin. That makes sense. I said, "Oh, maybe that wasn't a good idea." And I take my pike and I just run the goblin through
All
while
right,
he's
let's
distracted
see.
with him. God, maybe not. 14.
14 on the goblin will not do it.
Fantastic. All right, never mind.
All right, you just plunge your pike forward, and as he's swinging his hammer overhead, he slams into Thaddeus's helmet, and then he sees your pike coming in and catches it on his shield at the last second. That's gonna put us at Esteem.
Okay, well I'm gonna
14.
actually at this
Stupid
point
dice.
charge forward and draw my rapier and short sword
Nice.
and get right up to there and say, tell him that I will meet you on your battlefield today, and that'll be it for me because it's an object interaction to pull it out and an action to get the other one.
Right, because you don't have to wield it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, UI.
Perhaps.
Save number 2. Ooh, passed.
All right.
Nice.
Foreign.
Yeah, she did. Oh, poop. All right, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna hit
Alright.
him again, and this time I'm just gonna like twirl my pike up in the air and then stab it down right into like his foot,
Alright.
someplace he wouldn't expect it
Yeah.
to go. 15.
15 is exactly what
Oh
you
my
needed.
god,
Who
thank
stabs
you.
the foot?
All right, for a total of 10 piercing damage,
Boom.
and he is marked.
All right. That puts us at Osborne.
Osborne, noticing that the paladin fell down behind me, I just shake my head and go, silences. And you're gonna get 4, 5, 6, wait,
Healing word.
yeah.
Right on.
4 plus 3 is 7, plus
Oh, right.
spell
plus
casting
2.
ability is what?
He can still do
Wisdom.
more.
3. So 7 plus 3, so 10 health.
Boom.
Nice.
Healing word.
What all are you adding
He's a life.
My life cleric.
Life cleric. Right, I forgot you became a life
2
cleric.
plus health level. And then I'm going to take an opportunity attack from the flame to walk over to my fellow heathen, as the silencer says, and
He does say that.
grab a mushroom and I make it glow and I just place it right on top of her using Cure Wounds.
Unfortunately, you
Can't
can't
do that
cast 2 spells with a level on the same turn, even if one's an action and one's a bonus action.
Really?
You can cast a cantrip and a spell, but you can't cast 2 leveled spells. In one.
Oh, I
Matt
did not know
Mercer.
that, so
Matt
I'm not
Mercer
gonna do that.
allows that. That's probably why you're confused, but that's
No, I
just
just
how it
always
happens.
thought I could since it was a bonus action. Sorry, that's my fault. I didn't know.
It's one of the most
If you wanna-
overlooked rules in the player's handbook.
If you want to retroactively get
And
her up
dumb.
instead of me, I get it.
No,
She's already got 2
she's already got
successes.
2
Oh, that's
successes. So I'm going to make a thorn whip appear in my hand, and I'm going to. That's it.
Alright, Thaddeus.
Well, I guess all of a sudden I'm just back conscious. Slam the butt of my spear into the ground, pull myself back upright, and go, no, you're not as effective as that as you think. And then swing forward. I guess just around, over my head.
Oh wait, thorn whip means I can take in a spell attack now. I don't have to wait.
Oh, well then there you go, do it.
Yeah. Sorry.
So as you're standing up, he whips out this thorn whip.
Nope.
Yeah,
All right.
Halfling.
Alright.
That's a one.
It's every time you roll one
Really?
with a half.
Yep.
Unless it's the second roll one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
It's an 18 plus 5.
There you got him.
So, okay.
And that's on which one?
Which one's the weaker one?
The weaker one's the one to the north.
This one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit that
Alright.
one. He's gonna take
What band? Whoa.
Poopy.
1 damage.
Alright. Alright, now Thaddeus.
Alright. Well, pull myself up and then spin my spear around just over the top of my head, send it crashing over towards the goblin's hopefully lowered shield. But no, not really. An 11.
An 11 will not do it. As you bring it around, he immediately whips his shield back up to block the blow and swings in again with his hammer, which puts us
Lengthen my grip on my spear.
All right. At the fire creatures, which are both still on Osborne.
Bring it on.
So the first leaps upwards and grabs onto one of your arms, swinging like you would on
yeah.
monkey bars.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to hit you once, and that's going to be 3 piercing damage and
Wait,
6.
did it hit me?
It did. No, he hit you once out of the 2. 1 missed, 1 hit.
How do you know?
Well,
Alright.
because one of them was a 3 and the other one was a 21.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
So,
How much?
6 fire damage and 3 piercing damage.
Good.
I only ask if I'm not sure when,
Yeah.
when it is a hit. Then the next one, he's gonna bite down on your left foot and that's going to be
Ankle biters.
one of them is a 16 to hit.
Yes.
All right, so the other one's higher than that.
Biters
So that's
said
2
that
hits. So the first is going to be 7 piercing damage
Okay.
and 6 fire,
Okay.
and the second
You're going to.
is 6 piercing.
I'm down.
All right.
Dang it.
Immovable object. I'm going towards this guy now.
Nice.
The one to the north. I'm making an attack.
Nice.
Hold on.
All right, that's an 18 to hit,
18 will hit.
Come on.
and I'm aiming for the magma core. That is 12 piercing.
12 will do it. So you plunge your pike upwards and drive him into the wall, where he sort of melts against the wall.
Whoa.
You rip your pike out and turn back the other way. However, you hear a sizzling behind you. Turning over your shoulder,
Whoa!
the creature explodes in a blast.
No.
Everything within 5 feet of it, which actually doesn't include you,
It
that's
only
just Osborne. So Osborne, as
One
this
failed death.
first explodes, you take a failed death save.
God. Oh, sorry. Oh no.
Alright.
Oh no.
Which puts us then,
So does it technically? Is it? That's
It's dead.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
which puts
That's
us
the-
then,
No,
Yeah,
not
that's the
that
other
one. The other one.
Oh.
Yeah.
which puts us at the goblin. The goblin raises its hammer and swings it back into Thaddeus, and he goes,
Good. A second chance to kill a dwarf.
and as he comes swinging in, that's gonna
The
be.
two races might have issues that they need to work out.
They might have a couple. You know, really, if they just sat down and talk about it, that's
Yeah,
that's
it
all
might be
that's really
okay.
needed.
Who knows? Great things could be accomplished.
So he slams into your shield once, and as it bounces off, he takes it around down into the right leg this time, and that's going to be a 19 to hit.
I'll throw the last shield in.
All right.
So again, I don't even close my eyes this time. Just as it comes in, I just kind of smile, and the shield or the weapon just rebounds off of nothing.
Nice.
Wow.
Your
All right.
strength is not so great.
He grimaces and roars as he raises it again. Esteem.
Warlord Mark.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you did mark
Indeed.
it.
Everyone gets a turn
Indeed.
around whoever's close to him. So just you two.
It's just an attack, right?
Yeah, just an attack.
It's a
10, you said?
12?
12.
11.
will do it.
11,
11
yeah.
will also
15
do it.
is what we needed, I think.
Yeah, 15's his AC. All right, then that puts us at Esteem.
I feel a little jilted. I came all the way out here for you. You will take this, and I'll dervish him. Do the 2 attacks. One's gonna miss. One's a 15.
15,
The
that'll hit.
rapier is a 15. Oh, for a 4 piercing damage.
Yeah.
Oh, +1, isn't it? Because
They are +1 if you use them together.
5 piercing damage.
5 piercing damage.
Oh, it's
Be
one
amused.
critical
Alright.
goes
So
through.
as you take both of them together, you plunge the rapier forward, and it sort of bends against his shield as you swing the short sword up, cutting into his arm, holding his shield. He drops the shield for just a moment, catching it again midair, and then swings it back up. He looks like he's startled and he's sort of wavering now on his last legs.
You will notice I am here now. I take it.
He says, Don't worry. I've given you plenty of notice.
And that's gonna put us at UI.
Ah,
Ooh,
One
poo-poo.
fail.
Ooh.
Far.
failed.
Do
So
not.
that's 2 and 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you at?
One
I've
fail.
gotten one fail.
All right.
I have
I
a potion of greater healing on me.
I give you
I-
my only potion.
I kick you in the side.
Oh. Wait, him? Or
Well, no, I don't kick you in the side. I still have my bloodstone amulet. Magnetic. I pull it off, and where were you hurt? Where were you last hurt?
I got
She was
breath.
fire-did.
Okay, so I just go down
She's
just
toasty.
in your abdomen and just like push down hard, and it just kind of expels breath out of you.
Reiki practitioner. Just doing some mystical.
And you know,
You just
get
have to align
on
your-
your
Just align your
feet,
chakras.
No.
get up and make it happen. Okay, you're up. D10 plus warlord level, so you gain 7 HP.
Woo!
And that's for the potion. Get up and do something. And I'm hitting the I'm hitting the magma dude.
What?
All right.
Hopefully it's not lethal.
21
That'll
Yes.
for 10 piercing
Oh
damage.
boy.
It's still alive.
Oh, good.
Thank God.
You plunge your pike into
Brandon
one of
almost
its
killed him.
arms, and it starts waving its arm and squealing.
All right.
That for you?
I believe so.
All right, Osborne.
Get on your feet.
Roll this.
Make it happen.
There's a
I saw
success.
the one in my sights, and I was like,
Thaddeus.
It's still a halfling. I just am preparing to keep fighting, and then I just happen to like turn around as I miss that last swing, and see the halfling and go, "Oh, the pits, I suppose I owe him." And I'm just gonna turn away from the goblin.
All right.
And rush back towards
And
the
he will
halfling.
make an opportunity attack
Go for
against you.
I was gonna do that, but that's okay.
And that's not gonna hit.
Please replace him.
Hold on. Does
I don't
the
have any
reaction
pulled
still
up
count as
either.
for Warlord marks?
Makes an attack that does not include you, so yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
All right,
cool.
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna-
You
I'm
can
gonna
attack
pop
him
him
back.
as he-
Yeah.
And you as
Oh,
well.
Oh, yeah, I'll get him one.
oh, that was
Aw.
crap.
Oh, 15 though, because I have a plus 1 weapon.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I get a
punk.
16
Okay, both lit.
for 4 piercing.
9 over here.
All right. So as you run away, you go. He stabs or swings at your back with the hammer. However, at the last moment, you feel a whiff of air behind you, and you hear as your rapier plunges through his throat. Your short sword right beneath it, giving balance to the rapier's blade. I give you fair warning. Out, and he drops.
I reach the halfling side, put my
That
spear
works.
down for a second, and reach down and grasp you by the shoulder and give you. How much did you do to me? 10. You're gonna have 10 health back.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
still down technically.
That
Yes.
puts us then at the last little lava guy looking around.
I'll extend.
He's
So
going
technically
to he's going to step in one
Oh,
and
boy.
leap up
There.
far in.
There you go.
And intentionally blow himself up.
He just walked into
Uh-oh.
your reach.
Oh, he did indeed. Oh, he did indeed. Oh, he did indeed.
Oh, Greg, don't do it.
It's a 14.
14 will hit.
Greg, don't do it.
Greg did it.
Yay.
7 damage.
Okay.
Does it blow up?
So
Get off your feet.
everyone within 5 feet needs to make a dex save DC 12.
We are disadvantaged because
Yeah,
we're
we're
prone.
prone, so.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not a thing.
That's not it.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
you're right.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Yeah,
You're
prone
not
does not have
disadvantaged.
that on it. A prone creature's movement option is to crawl unless it stands up and thereby ends the condition. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls, and an attack roll against the creature has advantage. So if you failed the DC 12 save,
Oh, I'm good.
which I did.
then you will take
I'm back.
you'll take 10 fire
I'm
damage.
back down.
I'll
You'll
have
take
that
5 if you succeeded on the save.
or resistance.
I fell into a burning fire.
So
Greg.
I see spear this
Greg.
thing and then see it explode and watch the halfling drop back down. What do you want from me?
Well, you knew that you shouldn't.
But
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't
And
see
yeah,
the other one blow up?
Basically,
No,
little,
I
like,
was fighting the goblin.
he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't looking at that
Whatever.
time. In fact, I think he was unconscious at that time.
yeah, he might have been.
Get on.
But
your-
yeah, this gouts of flame erupt into you
Well.
and sort of pepper your
I'm still
armor
up.
for a moment,
Oh,
burning
you are?
through some leather.
Oh,
and
you're
various
just prone.
things.
I'm prone.
5 more. Get out. Oh, are we out of initiative order?
You are.
Okay.
And looking around this
Yeah,
chamber
5
now,
Get up.
Damn it.
you can see that the door to the chamber to the west there is a huge, heavy stone door. You can see, and it's unopened. It
Right
doesn't
here?
look like the to the west.
Oh, I see.
So you can see that it doesn't look like the goblins that ran away from you came into this room. The door doesn't seem to have ever opened. There are large columns of stone that go from floor to ceiling, as well as large stalagmites and stalactites that provide cover. The floor is also on a slight slope, curving down towards the center of the room on all sides, almost like a drain, which is roughly 5 feet lower than the stone at the entrance, but there's no grate or anything there. There's a cluster of loose rock along the edge of the wall, all the way around almost.
Well, what is there instead of a drain just at the lowest
There's
point of
just
the
not. It just seems to be a natural dip.
So, what is the ground made of?
It's stone.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you can see that this is a more natural cavern than the previous.
Oh, you better believe I'm making a moat on Twitch that says, "Dang it, Kraken."
All right.
So I guess first off, I want
You know
to
it's gonna
inspect
happen at some point.
what kind of weapons they were wielding 'cause with the
So,
glowing light and everything.
The only one of them that was wielding a weapon was the goblin,
Uh-huh.
and he had an adamantine warhammer. But as you pick it up, it doesn't appear to be magical in any way.
But it
Okay.
definitely had some fiery stuff going on, but that was probably...
I cast Cure Wounds 2nd level twice. I get myself back.
Dang.
I'll put it in the party pack
You can have
if
my
you want to
personal
just write that
character.
down.
Yeah. And the shield that he had as well,
Is it
was
greater
it also
healing or is it
adamantine?
greater?
So
Forty.
that's
The shield was not.
Just the weapon.
Right.
So
It was a very heavy metal, but it was not adamantine.
adamantine warhammer.
I don't think an adamant shield does anything though.
No.
We'll say it was then. Might as well. It was a regular shield, but
I guess
made
it
of adamant.
wouldn't break.
Yeah, it would be very hard to break. So we'll say it was an adamant shield.
Can I take it?
Yeah.
Sure, if you want.
Um.
But you. By the way, in Belrath, you know the whole druids don't wear metal, won't use metal.
Screw it.
Yeah. Who cares?
So you can use metal. It's fine.
And you're a life cleric now. You can wear heavy armor.
That's why I want the shield.
Can I take a trophy from this hellhound? Because I don't know anything about it.
So if I wore a shield, that would my armor AC go up too?
Yeah. It just would take one of your hands.
He's got work. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind.
What kind of teeth do they have?
They have what looks like just dog's teeth. Now that it's not burning anymore, it looks like just a large attack dog, basically. A huge mastiff.
But black.
Right. And it's much larger than a normal mastiff, of course.
Well, in that case, I think I might just take its ears.
Alright, cool.
Or
Oof.
ears or tail?
I don't know.
So while
How
you're
long is the
chopping
tail?
up
Yeah, the tail would be
It's
more.
a pretty big, heavy thing. I'd probably take the ears.
Okay, I'll do the ears.
Yeah.
So survival.
Plus the tail, you'd be like, I took this off a hellhound. And people would be like, that's like
a lion, maybe.
a lion or something. That's
Which,
not
that's
it.
cool, but what's a hellhound? What's a hell?
What is that? Yeah.
Cool. So 18 survival.
Alright.
My
yeah,
AC
you
is
cut it off.
15 now.
I'm just kidding. I couldn't take a
I think
hellhound.
mine
This is,
is
from a
as well.
heckhound.
Well, while he's
Right.
butchering the
No,
big dog,
16.
I see a door over here.
Yeah.
I'd like to look into that. What's up?
Well, you did
Oh,
see, by
yeah.
the way, there was a key on the goblin. He was wearing a brass
yeah.
key
Oh,
around
there
his
you go.
neck, so I'm going to assume you
Snag
took that.
Absolutely.
And as you approach that, you can open that door, and inside you find all sorts of odds and ends. You
Yes.
see on the north wall there's a weapons rack that holds weapons, armor, and shields that match the one that guy was using.
Oh.
Adamantine. They're all adamantine.
There's goblin-sized adamant breastplates in here.
We have a
I would
goblin-sized creature.
love to take one of those.
That's true. You could take an adamant breastplate.
How many of those are there?
There's several. There's like, let's say in here there's 4. And then there's 4 adamant warhammers and 4 adamant shields. You see a large barrel. Does anyone read Deep Goblin?
Negative.
What would an adamant breastplate do?
You can't get crit.
Oh wait, you know
Yeah.
what? I think
Crits
I
are
only.
normal hits.
Well, I wouldn't have known to take knowledge in that because
Spell
I've only
it.
I took.
A-D-A.
Haley, you
You didn't
speak
take
Deep Goblin. Do you read it?
No, I speak goblin.
Adamant.
Oh, you
Or not
speak.
goblin, I speak
Oh,
dwarf.
adamant?
Okay, so you're the
He
only one who
speaks
speaks Deep
Spelled
Goblin.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got writing on it, and you recognize it as some kind of Deep Goblin, but you're not sure what it says. Do you want to open the barrel up?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so immediately it's just a powerful stench of blood. And looking in, you can see all kinds of various scraps of meat and things like that, and it's floating in basically like this watery, bloody solution.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nasty looking.
Well, I'm gonna close that. I'd like to make a note of what that says.
Okay. Maybe see if you can translate it later.
Yeah, I upped my intelligence, but I only took 1 language.
Oh, gotcha.
So maybe at my next long rest.
Do we have a record of the deep goblins wielding weapons and armor of adamantine?
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I have one more question. I was wearing studded leather, so if I upgrade
Breastplate
to...
is 14 plus 2 from your dex.
So I'm 16 now.
Yeah,
so
16
se-
plus the shield.
17.
18 if the shield.
18.
Shield.
Yeah.
So no pikes in there.
I mean, if
No
your-
pikes,
If
no.
your dex is at least plus 2.
No, it's +1.
Oh, okay.
So,
Then yes, you're at 17.
You also see a set of
That's pretty good.
silvered keys on a hook, and that hook is labeled in Deep Goblin. You see a set of large rods that are also labeled in Deep Goblin, and you
Rods?
can they're these rods like
I don't comprehend
that
languages by
long.
any chance, dude.
and
Sure do.
about that thick, and yeah, they're this just sort of dull brownish color.
What, like, as common sense, I guess, using process of elimination, what would we possibly use those for?
All right.
Process of deduction.
Roll me an investigation check.
I'm seeing a lot of these labeled things. I feel like it might be good to hunker down for 10 minutes and comprehend some languages.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'd like to do
Honestly,
that.
Well, before you do that, the next thing you see
Oh.
is a basic book that seems to be written from a dwarven perspective
That's
for
cool.
translating Deep Dwarven, if you speak Deep Dwarven,
I speak.
to...
I think just general dwarven is what I wrote down. And I
It's
don't
mostly the
think
same language. I think
Okay.
it's,
Yeah,
only
it's
one
a
book.
dialect thing.
So, it's Dwarven to Deep Goblin.
Interesting. Well, I can't read dwarven.
I can.
You can.
So, and you could translate a page of words roughly every 10 minutes using the book.
Yeah, it would take you way too long.
So do you want to still comprehend languages?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, cool. So, using the
I would
comprehend...
be cool with taking an hour, just because I'm beat all to heck. And so is she. He's not. I mean, he's
I'm
alright
fine
because
now.
he healed
I
himself.
gave her a potion of greater healing.
Oh, really?
They did just set off the alarm.
Yeah.
That's
It's
true.
mostly So it's mostly just me. That's at
I'd
5
like to
HP.
not. Yeah.
You're at what HP?
5.
Okay, I'll give you more.
So you are then going to take the 10
This
minutes?
is my last second.
I'm okay with it.
Alright, so it'll take a little bit of time.
Appreciate it.
So I'm going to keep it over here because I'll need my d4s, but that's one.
That's one, and it's D4
Because the alarm is raised.
12.
Alright, so 10 minutes pass, and comprehend language is finished. So the barrel is labeled fish food. The hook, the keys on the hook are labeled armory, and the rods are labeled flare sticks.
Flare sticks.
Oh, cool.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to take that key to the armory.
Okay.
Do you tell us about these?
Oh, yeah, no,
I would love to
Do I know
take
the
two
term
flare
flare
sticks.
stick?
You have, it sounds vaguely familiar. Roll me a history check.
You got it.
I would love to take
Okay.
a flare stick.
That was cocked.
Yeah. Let's. Oh, there we go. History check 14.
14. So you know that sometimes the dwarves would use them. They're a bit annoying to come by because you have to capture a bunch of these little slugs that the slugs have an incredibly long lifespan. So once you've got them, you've got them. But basically what you would do is you would shake the flare stick and the slugs inside produce a bioluminescence as they die. So
Awesome.
you're killing them to do
So
it.
So once you shake it, they die.
Right, they die, but for
Fascinating.
24 hours, the next 24 hours, they after their death, they glow and produce a dull orange light. It functions basically like a torch.
Now,
That's
could you
neat.
shake it
But it
gently?
produces no heat.
And
I mean,
them
you
not
could shake
die?
it gently, but then they wouldn't produce the bioluminescence because that's produced by them dying.
Oh.
Or did you want to only kill like some of them?
So
and just make it
how
last
big are
longer?
these sticks? Are they like
Well, they're
javelins?
like-
Okay, then I think we should take a couple. These
Yeah,
are neat.
just fire javelins.
Ah, I know what these are. My kin produce them when they want something illuminated so that they can read things more clearly, or when there are races among us who don't see in the dark. The creatures inside them produce a light as they die. It's rather annoying to gather enough to fill them, but it does work for a day, perhaps, each one.
That's
Fascinating.
nifty.
We also know that these aren't used much anymore
Yeah.
because of the fact that though the dwarves don't believe these creatures are extinct, they've harvested
Yeah, they're hard
basically
to
all
come
of the
by.
populations that are near their civilization, so they figure that any more are probably even deeper than they've gone.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take to make a potion again? An hour?
An hour per level of the potion.
And a bunch of gold.
It's 100 gold per
That was 50.
healing one.
Yeah, I think it's 50 gold per level of spell.
Oh, well.
Because the
I'm
regular
gonna-
potion's 50.
I don't have time. Never mind.
Alright, but the last thing you see in here is there is a sort of a heavy lead basin sitting beneath the pump that has some switches on it.
Okay, I'll
Switches
look
working?
into that. What do I think the switches might do?
I don't know. I mean, it's basically like switches like you'd have on a.
Pause it.
Oh,
Yeah.
like well, I'll turn one.
Alright. Pouring out of this pump comes a tube of just basically some lava that fills this heavy lead basin.
Turn it
oh,
off.
yeah,
Turn
I'll
it off.
absolutely turn it off. And then I'll turn another one.
It pours out a little bit of
Oh.
water.
Oh.
Which I
Is
imagine.
this
Makes
the
obsidian?
this
It
is
makes
the
obsidian.
armory?
Yeah, no, but as it does so, it does sort of cool it into this nice igneous rock.
Interesting. Maybe
Oh,
we'll
in the
turn that
same
off, too.
basin.
Right.
Oh.
Break it up. We'll make arrowheads
lead,
out
so
of
it's
it.
not burning through.
I wonder what they use these for.
Can we make something out of that?
I'm gonna make a stone cutting check.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's a crit, so that's a good.
You could definitely use this to generate large quantities of various igneous rocks, including obsidian, which obsidian is sometimes used in spellcasting, and it's sometimes used as some rituals, things like that, as well as in various fine crafts.
I wouldn't mind having some.
You can also use it to make like an arrowhead or whatever if you needed to.
You could, yeah.
If you were
Because
short
it's
on metal,
It's
fragile, but yeah,
it
you-
would.
Well,
wouldn't be
that's
good
why
for
they
the
use it
shot.
because it splinters off whenever it
Yeah, exactly.
makes contact.
Yeah, so it's not really a reusable thing, but
Right.
you know, if
Yeah, if you
the
make a
dwarves are
weapon
running
out of
out
it, it's just
metal.
gonna shatter as soon as you hit something.
All right. Well, that's all that's in that room.
Interesting.
How profitable would that be
Just
to?
that by itself.
Sure.
To the right craftsman, it would be reasonably profitable to have easy access to obsidian.
I think it would be more immediately profitable to make sure we do not have more goblins chasing us down.
Perhaps.
True, but remember this whenever we tell the dwarves, they may have use of it. If they forgot.
Yeah, and they have basically no record of what was here.
Yeah.
Only recently did they rediscover in the records that a temple even existed here.
Okay.
I have paper, an ink pen, and wax seals.
Okay.
Can I start like dictating what is in the temple, so we can give it to them, so they can have?
Who's
record?
writing if you're dictating?
I meant writing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Guess I'll dictate for you.
And I'm going to take that book, the dwarven, to
The words will be wrong. if
To
you want
keep
dictating.
It just be so
All right.
messed up.
And then did anyone? Are you grabbing the adamant weapons, or did y'all leave them? I wasn't sure.
I think they're smallish.
What kind of weapons are they?
They're all
What's this-
warhammers.
Yeah.
There are 4 warhammers basically.
Are those two-handed?
Grab.
No.
They
they're
can be.
versatile.
They're versatile.
Can I throw it? Is it a real question? That's what you asked
No.
here? Okay.
That would be
I
that would be a
might-
light hammer.
I might take it to replace my quarterstaff.
I'll grab.
You know what?
All right,
I'll take
shillelagh would
one.
work with it.
I don't use shillelagh at all.
It's
How-
a strength-based weapon, but you can't.
Okay,
How big is a warhammer?
It's about the size of a long sword, or a big two-handed battle axe.
You can use it in one hand, but it's also got enough of a haft on it for you to
Yeah.
be able to
Okay.
grab it too.
Then I can't conceal it, so I don't want it.
Not really.
Yeah.
So I'll just strap.
Its haft would be 2.5 to 3 feet long.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
strap them to the back of just my pack and stuff. And,
cool.
As you walk around, ping,
They
ping.
are, because they're made
I'm
of
already in
adamant,
heavy armor.
they're double, and this goes for the armor as well. They're double the weight of a normal warhammer.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not gonna carry it because
Hefty.
the shield and the breastplate are enough
Yeah.
already.
I'm carrying the hammers. The breastplates are super valuable.
That's true.
That's but they also would be a little heavier. But breastplates
They're
aren't
so
that
cute.
heavy.
I mean, I can carry one, you can carry
45
one.
pounds.
The whole set in pink.
I don't care about metagaming. It's not really a real thing.
Hey.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
worth a
what
whole
is
lot,
mine?
and they weigh
There you
20
go.
pounds. So
I have enough
40
D4s
pounds
now I
each.
can actually-
Goodness me.
Yeah, so each
Uh,
breastplate's 40 pounds.
Yeah, so I can.
Hey,
Well, I can carry 2. You
Colby.
can carry 2.
We also have
or-
that pound of dice.
I'm wearing.
Yeah, he's wearing one.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'll
I
carry
get
2.
one.
You carry 1. Grab a warhammer. We'll just go.
Okay.
All right.
And you have that written down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
So can I
Oh.
inspect this big room some more with the whole basin draining thing? Like,
yeah,
what's up
I mean,
with
it
that?
doesn't look like anything's meant to drain here. It just looks like erosion has caused a basin, likely from various leaks and things.
It's under my foot.
On your feet.
And so there's no like hole.
Right.
Okay. All
We
right.
would love to continue moving forward.
Indeed.
All right. So you see there's
I'm going
3
to
branching paths.
I'm gonna crack my glow stick.
Flash stick.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so you shake it, and you can see it starts to glow, and inside a bunch of these bugs sort of tumble around, a bunch of the slugs, until they're all, some of them are belly up, some of them are just rolling, but they glow in their death throes.
How many of those do we have?
How many of those? Let's roll a d12 to find out.
What's the map?
You have 8.
So 7
Just use one.
unused ones.
7 unused ones now.
Osborne isn't the biggest fan of it, but he understands that green gives you gifts.
Well, this would be the red, because they're
I know,
animals.
but
So,
still.
yeah.
I would like to just real quick, just kind of
I'm a
quick
fan.
sketch the Hellhound just for
Yeah,
future
sure,
That
reference.
should be useful.
Do you have paper and stuff
That
as well?
makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I believe that
They're-
should be.
They're
that
not
is
just
useful.
dying, you
Yeah.
know, they're dying for a cause, so I'm okay with it.
All right, what
They're
path do you
dying
want to go
because
down?
We're too cheap to use a torch.
Uh-oh.
I don't wanna use Prince
I
Flame.
might have
Well,
my.
can I see
never
down
mind,
this one?
because he's dead.
Yeah, you have dark vision. You can see down there.
Oh,
There
the-
looks to
the
be a
camera.
large pool of water there.
No, the
Mm,
That doesn't scream trap or
Yeah,
And
there's
we-
probably like
Yeah,
an
it would
ooze in
take you
there
a
or
while.
something.
But we don't see anything coming down here.
No, you don't see anything going
You
down
don't,
that
'cause
way
you don't have
or
dark
to the
vision.
south there.
Well, 10 feet.
Can I throw a pebble into this water?
Sure.
So we'll be leading.
Oh man, we're gonna have to deal with some big
Don't get us to the tunnel.
We're
Kraken.
leading a ways.
the watcher
Yeah,
in the
because you
water.
guys have light,
guys
so
are
we
all
don't want you guys
Glow
to...
sticking.
glow sticking.
Because y'all can't see as far as they can. They're
Yeah.
going to stumble into
He used
something.
elven eyes.
Alright. So, UI, as you move forward,
I'm
you
going to here.
you toss a
I can
pebble in.
throw pretty far.
Yeah, oh yeah. You toss a pebble into the water, it ripples for a moment, and then nearby there's a much larger ripple,
Oh.
That's
and
not
then
bad.
the water calms.
There's nothing down there. So don't go down there.
Release the
Oh, I
Kraken.
definitely saw that.
And we'd never believe her.
I believe her.
Oh no, I'm doing it in
My
a way
friend.
that's very clearly like there's
Yeah.
something down there, but we don't need to worry about it. We're fine. It's fine. Let's just. Okay.
How large is the opening to that room? About 5 foot.
About 5 feet.
Remember
So
what
a
we
very
said.
large thing would have difficulty unless it was quite squishy.
Right.
We have to
Like
clear
octopus.
the temple.
It's the watcher
Or
in the water.
starfish.
We're
We can
inside
come
an
back to
abandoned dwarven.
We have to
settlement.
clear it. It's not
but
going to get any easier.
Yep.
But I'm going in.
All
There
right.
might be like
We'll
right.
see you on the way out.
goblins that
Floating.
hear us
No,
and
he's
come
right.
back, and then we have
We
two
were told
fights.
to come in and clear this place out and make it safe.
Do it on the way out.
Oz, you're
That is
brave,
such a
aren't you?
fallow-
Why are we gonna fight whatever this is as well
I
as the deep
throw,
goblins?
We
my
have to-
glow
we have to
stick into
clear
the
it.
Well, we can
pool.
fight
Alright,
the
let's
deep goblins
let's
and
stop
then
this
that.
for a second because we can't hear anything going on the stream if everyone's talking. So Sam,
Throw my glow stick into the pot of water.
all right, you throw it in, and again you see the small ripple out,
Doesn't
and
matter
then
which
you see a
order.
dark
It does.
shadow
Mhm.
of a huge shark
There's things to fight.
come out around the glow stick, see that it's nothing it's interested in, then it swallows the glow stick
Yep.
and
So
goes
can we-
down.
Yeah.
It then goes down. You can see that underneath the water goes down about 15 feet, and then it opens up into a much larger cavern. And so once it opens up, you can see that the shark goes back under that. Now, before he swallowed the glow stick, you can see at the bottom of that water was a chest.
You better believe I'm going in there.
You'll realize we have a limited number of those sticks. Yes.
Just a small chest, roughly this
Well,
size.
now I know.
You can't have any more.
Well, I don't need
I'm willing
them.
that.
I just go. I don't need them.
And roll me a history check.
I love you're like, right, you did not need it in the first place.
Is it for the shark?
No.
Because I was gonna say if it's for the shark, I'm just not gonna roll because I would have no idea. History's what?
Intelligent.
Intelligence, history.
Yeah. 15.
Okay, so
Nice.
looking at this box does not match any of the dwarven make at all, but it does look similar in design to some of the deep goblin stuff. So it looks like they threw this down there.
Hey guys, there's a small chest at the bottom of that cavern, and it's not dwarven make, which leads me to believe why did they throw it down there? I think we should look at it.
You just
Don't
think
know.
it's bait to lure someone in there so they get eaten by a shark.
Well, how would they be able to see it if it's down there and there's no
Because
light?
most things that come down here can see in the dark.
You got a
About where in the pool did he see that?
Right in the center.
Right, it's like right there.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the water's pretty clear.
It's murky because it's got a lot of stone floating around, like a
Probably
bunch
a
of
shark.
dust and things floating around.
Alright, guys,
It's
let's
not
go
gonna be able to get
spelunking.
you unless
I
it's
think
being a lot.
I'd like to go over here. I'll just send a mage hand down in there and see if I can feel around in that.
Alright.
You can lift,
So
what is it, 10
you
pounds?
start, you grab
Not,
onto
not a
it,
chest, I'm sure.
shakes for a moment, but you can't lift it.
Does it open? Can it open though?
It
Oh.
seems to be locked.
Okay.
Of course.
We have an arcane trickster. That'd be.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, the treasure would just be there.
That's why you gotta always travel with Barnaby.
yeah,
But you guys didn't invite him on this adventure.
Didn't
Yeah,
invite it.
I
We
don't
didn't want
want to
it.
be the paladin in a party with Barnaby.
Wait, I have an idea. What if I change into a plant and slide into the water slowly?
Hold on.
As if it was a plant coming off the edge of the cave.
Sure, fine, but we have a recently dead body in there.
You have a point. That's a good idea.
If he's hungry,
Hellhound, it's large.
yes.
Win, win, win.
Win, win, win. Let's get it.
Alright, I'm gonna. I guess.
believe the hellhound wins.
he and I, since we're back here, are gonna try to drag this large
yeah.
hellhound.
You
into
drag the hellhound in and dump it into the water. As you do, you can see as the hellhound sinks, it starts to sort of fragment. If you've ever seen the third X-Men movie when Phoenix tears Professor X apart, that's what it looks like.
Whoa.
Almost like ashes coming off of it. You see the shadow of the shark moving towards it. Those of you who have dark vision. You can see this huge shark moving towards it, but by the time it gets there, it's almost nothing left. The shark takes a bite, and this ashy powder sort of erupts
I think
out.
you're going to need
Acidic?
to use the goblin.
Let's go get that
thinking
one.
It was fire. So
We're gonna grab a goblin then.
our one goblin.
Your one goblin?
Yeah.
Alright, you toss the goblin in, and this is all going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So, as you toss the goblin in,
Why so
you
good?
see that the shark moves towards it, swallows the goblin in one gulp,
Whoa.
and then heads back under the
Oh,
stone.
good.
I'm thinking
So he
that was
didn't bite it?
insufficient.
He just swallowed it. He went,
How large could we gauge the shark to be?
this would be a huge
Oh my.
shark. It's definitely
It's a
not a naturally
whale
sized
shark.
Shark, yeah. It's a big
Is that
Okay,
Out of his
as a
element,
player,
50 foot
metagaming
long,
here,
so-
I'm terrified of sharks.
I mean, I think everybody is.
Man, I wish Fabian were in this party.
I hate sharks so much.
Fabian does not do sharks.
I hate them.
So what have we learned here?
That we should come back to this before we leave.
Fighting underwater could be.
Should
very
we come here when we're
difficult.
weaker?
Yeah, you got a point.
I'm
We're not-
suggesting
It's not going
that
to
we
be able to do
don't
anything
fight
to us now.
I
the
as long as we don't go
goblins
into the water.
while we fight the shark.
I could
Instead, we fight the goblins because the shark can't leave the water. Fight the goblins and then circle back around and fight
Little
the
do you
shark
know,
on
it's
its
a
own.
street shark. So
It has really cool sunglasses.
it's just.
Then why don't you take care of the deep goblins while a couple of us deal
Alright.
with the shark?
I leave.
Okay, you're heading down that passage. You come to another branching passage. Which direction do you want to go?
I mean, what do we?
Well, you can see down to the south with your
I'm
dark
just like,
vision.
she would've
You can
died.
see there's some statues of what look like dwarven warriors here in this hall. Down that hall, you can see that it branches off several other places, but it's mostly just a carved hall. These mosaics, by the way, are still all over the place. However, right there. Yes. No, right here. See that wall? Yes. That wall there has a large mosaic that looks like it was once the central figurehead, basically, of this entire art piece that shows a dwarven warrior, and he's standing, and I'm going to kind of crouch down so that I'm in the camera here. He's standing with over his head, he's holding a huge maul, and that
Would
maul...
this be Arnold?
What's that?
Who's this?
No, it's a dwarf.
Oh.
He's holding a huge maul, and that maul is flaming, and the ground around him is erupting with lava spouts. And on each lava spout, you can see the skeleton of a goblin as though it's just been incinerated.
Whoa.
However, the head of that dwarven warrior, all of the mosaic tiles are scattered across the ground here, and in its place is a painting. And it's not a crude painting by any means, but is a painting of a goblin's face. And the goblin's mouth is twisted into a cruel grin.
All right. Well, if I don't see anything down here or up here, I want to come admire this while they've.
All right.
the shark.
I could fire 60 chill touches at this thing until it dies.
Well, you see that it keeps retreating
Yeah,
under the
it's
stone
gonna
where you
just
can't
leave.
see
Oh,
it.
there's more water.
Right,
Yeah,
that's the thing is it goes down and
Okay.
then
It's
opens.
That makes more
patterns,
sense.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, poop.
I think we should pass.
So if you want to fight it, you're going to have to go down and
Yeah,
do it.
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I didn't mean to fight.
I'm no good
I
underwater.
can turn into a
I'm in
water
I'm in
plant,
heavy
but
armor.
no
Yeah.
telling how long I could survive against a giant shark.
Plus, we have nothing to help us
Yeah.
underwater.
I'm in heavy armor with one spell slot left. So.
Yeah, let's bounce.
Alright.
We'll come back to it, perhaps.
So I'm gonna
As,
go
as
view
you
this
guys
painting.
come over and be like, "Oh, thank you for joining me."
I convinced them otherwise.
Oh, good.
We dealt with him. He's dead.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah, now you
Let
can
you
see
lower
all
me.
of you this
Does it
mosaic
say?
with the-
Does it say Banksy next to the?
No, it doesn't say anything.
Thanks.
All right.
Uh,
But we are on the lookout for the runes that would have matched armory or something.
Right, yeah.
Well, can we? Thaddeus, would it be okay to restore this mural somehow? Take the painting down?
You could. It would take time, and
We don't need to do that right now.
At some point.
And we can still hear, like, there's movement and
Oh,
noise
yeah.
from wherever.
You hear the
And
goblin
I
jump.
go, yeah. And it doesn't sound like we have too
And
much
down
right now.
this hall, you hear ting, ting,
Yeah, that's interesting.
ting.
I'm gonna take the painting.
Well, it's not.
It's a
It's
mosaic
painted.
tile.
And then there's
Right.
the goblin's face
It's
is painted
onto
on the
the
wall.
stone.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
like a parchment and then
No,
painted
no, no,
on
no.
the parchment. Okay, never mind. Can't do anything
Alright,
about
well,
that.
as you hear the hammering in the distance, we're gonna call our first half there.
Whoa! Hope you guys enjoy the commercial. Cause it's gonna be cool.
Thanks, guys. Back in a minute.